Artist Kitten. Or, God damn it, Artist Kitten. Little Witchy Things. I'm so bad at this. I got stuck in one way, and now I can't not. Hey, Cursed. You are given. We don't hear Kyle. Oh, that's my bad. Sorry about that, guys. There.
Son of a.
There you go.
I
Now you'll
can't
hear
even
Kyle.
believe you robbed me of the first 15 seconds of the stream.
That's my bad.
I just gave away the secret to getting my fortune when I die. So if anyone missed out, that's Curse's fault.
It is. It's my fault, guys. I'm sorry about that. You should be hearing
Ryan,
him
what's
just
up,
fine.
dude? Ryan, can you hear me? Is my audio good? Can you tell me if my audio's good?
My feet. Hey, Cursed, please ask Kyle to take those fucking reference pics. Hey, Kyle, take those fucking reference pics.
What reference pics?
I think they're probably of me. I need your help to take some reference pictures because I keep forgetting.
Okay, right.
Milo says my feet is almost okay, so I'll be okay to go back to water-based clay. Yay! And Little Witchy Thing says that we are forgiven. So
we are forgiven.
Forgiven. So, all right, cool, guys. So we, Kyle and I have been talking about wanting to do like a co-stream like this. We did do that one stream here in the studio where we did all those molds and stuff. But we wanted to do, a co-stream from each other, both of our perspective areas.
Yeah, we're remote working right now, guys.
Yeah, this is like COVID level right here. It's awesome. Oh, you thought we were both in the studio? We're not, dude. Kyle's at his place. I'm here. And yeah, we're doing it this way so that we can decide if we want to work on our projects, which we probably will here shortly, but we want to do some shit talking,
Yeah, just some chilling, some talking.
Some talking.
I gotta kill some of this audio real quick.
The music a bit much.
Yeah, it's just like some songs are really chill and like vibey and stuff. And then sometimes the songs are like just like right in my fucking ear. I can't.
Just a bit much, huh? Okay. So, well, part of the thing that I wanted to do was ended up later down the line starting to talk to other streaming artists in like an artist roundtable thing, doing interviews. I know I had actually talked to Little Witchy Things about this, mentioned it in the past about talking to other artists, interviewing them, just getting good conversations going. So I think this could be kind of an addition to that. So we actually did chat with Little Witchy Things. We did chat with Hephaestus Forge. So this is Kyle now. And then eventually what I want to do, and Kyle seems, you're down for it, like the round table idea, right? You're down for something like that.
Oh, of course, dude. Anytime I can get my face on a screen with some audio.
Yeah. Going back here, the sound is better. Milo, you're such an audiophile. It's creepy, okay? So, Kyle, did you have anything that you wanted to start off with?
I don't know. Not unless you have something specific. I can find something.
Well, no,
I can definitely dig something up.
So I eventually, we are going to work on our stuff today, guys. That is going to happen. But
yeah,
I wanted to start with what we've kind of talked about the other day. I want you to give me your definition of art.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Man, that's okay. I guess I'm not. So, okay,
what defines
let me put
art?
it like this. I don't think that there's actually a way to define art. I think like many things, it's so nuanced that to me, it's more of a, you know it when you see it. You know what I mean? Because not to sound like, so On one hand, I absolutely I do not enjoy the idea of like everything is art and anything and everything can be art. But on the other hand, anything and everything can be art. You know what I mean?
So,
Like for example, right? Whenever I was making that, there won't really be anything that anyone that's viewing is gonna actually understand. But just personally, real quick, as an example, um, you remember when so I was working on a mold at work, right? I was molding that core, right? I was making a mold of that core, and then when I was like, hey, I think I like it looks like I accidentally made art,
oh yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
with the
yeah.
all the clay, like there was like these clay slabs put together in like random like shapes and stuff. And I was making something of utility. I wasn't making anything to look pretty. I was making something of utility. And it looked really cool. Like it actually kind of looked like a piece of art. And so I seen it and I knew it. Like I knew like, okay, that's kind of like if I could have made like some bitchin' ass photos out of that accident that had happened. You know what I mean? Or like maybe when have you seen those pictures online of someone that's like, oh, I threw my sock into the clothes pile and it landed in such a way that the profile looks like Abraham Lincoln. You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, well, yeah. Is this not that far off from like people who make toast and see Jesus in their toast?
Right. Almost like literally like that, right?
Oh,
And it's
right.
like, okay, like is that art? I don't know. I don't know if that is art because there's no intention behind it. Like it's an accident, right? And if you go by like accidental beautiful things, then literally anything and everything is art. And I think you do need to have some sort of you need to have some sort of deciding factor as to what is art. Because if everything's art, then everyone's an artist and
Then
no
no,
one's
no.
special.
Then well, if everything's art, then
Yeah.
nothing's art.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah.
like you need to have that specific saying goes with everything. If you're friends with everyone, you're friends with no one. If
Right.
everyone's special, no one's special. If
Right.
you know, like if everyone's rich, no one's rich. Like that kind of thing. Like everything can't be everything all at once, you know? And so when you're trying to find that deciding factor of what is art, I think you kind of have to decide for yourself, as lame as that sounds.
Well, yeah, I know.
Um,
That's I'm going to push you here because I'm not saying what should everyone's definition of art be. I'm asking what your definition of art is.
I don't know if I have one. That's the thing that sucks is like I know it when I see it, right? Like so if we did like a speed round, like if we did like a speed flash round where like you were like showing me shit,
Yeah.
right? And you're like art or not. I could tell you what I feel like is art and what is not. If you showed me a picture of like controversial topic, but if you showed me a painting of that acrylic pour bullshit that's been trending, not that I don't know, man. That's not really
But see, that's fucked up.
it's not my vibe. You know what
Well,
I mean?
right.
Because
Okay.
there's
But hold on. I'm gonna keep pushing you. So, I guess I should first state that one of my very few definitions of art is intent. Okay. So,
right, right,
like that, like you have to intend to create art. So I actually,
right.
by that definition, I guess I'd have to bite the bullet that like your mold that you were working on that later you were like, oh, I think I made art, you know, or like I would actually make the argument that that's not art.
Right.
Um,
That's what I'm
and
saying. Like
right,
it looks beautiful, but it's not. I didn't mean to make that.
right. Well, you could even, I guess, in a different way, say that it's art, but that you weren't the artist. Interestingly enough, it's really weird. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love
Like
that so much. That's
well no, I'm just saying. So and I would almost say what's funny is what did you bring up? You brought up like the sock thing or like the Jesus toast again.
right, right.
None of that would be art. None of that could be art because it's
Why?
not intent, because there's no intent.
Right, right.
You can't
What if
just
I so
witness. You might
if
be
we
okay, let me say this. Like the sock the Jesus toast thing, right?
right, right,
it
right.
it's not art. You are not an artist because you were involved in the grand cosmic instance
Right.
that created it,
Right. Right.
you
Right.
might appreciate it as art, but you are not the artist of that piece.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
And in a way, what's funny is, in a way, this actually fits with your definition of like looking at that spiral art, the like acrylic pouring and then it's spinning. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, right?
All of that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. In a way, you could say that's not art either. Or if it is art, they are not the artist. Okay. The random
Thank you.
okay. That like you can hang it up on a wall and call it art.
Yeah.
But
It's beautiful. It looks
right.
really cool.
But their intent is randomized. But then you'd have to say, well, is Pollock an artist?
No, I hate Pollock.
Oh, of
I don't
course you fucking
understand.
hate Pollock, dude.
I
Like,
don't dude, it literally is that hang the tin can from a string full of paint and spin it around your canvas. He was just holding the can of paint. It wasn't
right, but
like
there
he,
was
he just didn't tie it
choices.
to a
So
string.
so that's the thing. All right,
I
look,
can choose what colors to put in the spinning can.
right. So there's intent there. You don't know what's going to happen after you put the colors
I
in.
get right. So if you do like color theory 101 in your freshman year of college, then you can pick the correct colors to spin around a canvas and make a visual pleasing thing. Is that art? I don't know. Maybe I'm the dickhead that's just like elitist about what, which I have no right to be because I'm not even like I'm like one of the more like self-deprecating artists that I don't even like most of my stuff. And so it's like maybe,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I that's why I think intent is a really safe place to be.
Right. That is a really good safe
Like it
category,
yeah,
but
because if I guess I would say again that art created without intent can still be art, but whether or not the person is the artist is up for debate. That's generally where I would land,
right.
and to what extent? Because so like technically, it's not unheard of that artists play a small part in a piece of art. Let me give you an example: movie making, right? Lots of
Right.
creativity that that plays into making a film with lots of different trades and different skills and techniques
Right.
across the board, hundreds, if not thousands of people, depending on the movie, right? Um, so each person almost owns a share of that art, like
Right.
of
Some
their
people have a bigger share, some people have a smaller
right.
share.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, in a way, I would make the argument that an artist of, say, one of those acrylic paintings or something like that, where they're just splashing, even Pollock, he owns a
All of it.
share.
Yeah.
No, no, not all of it. Like a share of the art. He's
Right.
not the full artist. Gravity's the other artist. Physics is the other artist.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
how
Right.
it
Right. Right.
lands,
Right. Right.
So,
Mhm.
um, real quick, got someone who's jumping in. I tend to agree with that point, though. Okay, little witchy things. You can't say I tend to agree with that point, but you don't know what point. I don't know what point you're talking about. And then I have another person says, my definition of art is everything that is made to touch you emotionally. There are a lot of levels from just giving you joy by looking at it or makes you think about life and everything in between. I think
So let
that's
me let,
interesting.
let me let me jump in on something, okay?
Okay. All right.
So I've had this talk on a stream before, like literally like my first stream, I think it was, um, on Twitch. But I got a lot more interaction through Reddit because they were a lot more interactive and had a lot more opinionated things to say, which is good. I want everyone to have their opinions and let them out so that we can talk about it. But
Right.
so what I was talking about was, is there correct art, right? So now we're just going to say, okay, let's say that everything is art, right? Let's do the dance around the bush and make sure everyone's happy. Everything is art. Whatever you make is art,
Right.
okay? But is there correct art, right? And in the way, in that sense, what I mean is creation and creativity, especially like on an artistic level, um, it's so um I mean, there really is no definition of what it is, right? So you kind of have to navigate this philosophical land of finding the direction and the correct answer, if there is one. But when you think of like what is correct art, what is incorrect art, right? So, for example, Marcel Duchamp. Are you familiar with him?
No, but I can look his stuff up.
Yeah. So look up Marcel Duchamp. He was like one of the guys that first like pushed this idea of like, okay, you want to say everything is art? Dope. Everything is art. So he started doing shit like he took a urinal
Yeah, I'm looking at
and
that
just
right now.
signed his name on it and was like, this is my art. This is my art. I did this. And then he took like a shovel, and then like that was art. And like that was his he called it already made art, or ready made art, which is literally like taking a webcam. I could take this webcam, put it on a white pedestal, art, right? And so it's like, is that correct art? He had the full intent of calling it art. He didn't make it, but he wholeheartedly believed and called it art. Is that correct? I wouldn't really say so. I'd say it's a little hacky, but I mean, it made him famous because he really pushed the envelope and broke out of this
Well,
idea of like art.
I would make the argument that because, again, it's almost like an artistic axiom, right? Like, I
Right.
would make the argument that because he didn't make it, it's not art. He like not only did he
I
not
mean,
make it, he could have
what
the
constitutes
he could have
making it,
you have to be
right?
involved. That's why I was able to say comfortably that Pollock, for example, might own a share of any given piece, but he's not taking into
Right.
consideration, or he's not involved with 100% of it being him. There's a lot of luck, not luck, I guess, circumstance or chance
Just
of how
random.
right of how paint falls and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, and so when I look at this, I mean, like, it this dude was this, what is it, Marcel,
Marcel Duchamp.
yeah, he was memeing before memeing was a thing,
Right, right.
right?
But it was sort of like a, okay, you motherfuckers want to call everything art, then here's my art. And so it started to bring into this question of like, okay, maybe we can't call everything art. Maybe we need to chill and maybe find, I'll agree that it's a spectrum, but maybe we need to like lop off the ends of parts of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like maybe just chop off
What?
the ends of the extremes of art,
Well, that's the
because
great thing. I mean, this is why I asked the question to begin with, because to be frank, my definition that I hold to be true has
Mhm,
defining ends and beginnings. I'm
right.
asking you if you can define yours.
I can't. I really can't. It literally
So,
is, and maybe
Mr.
that like,
Marcel, do you consider his stuff art?
no, I
Do you know?
don't,
Okay, why?
because the point that I agree with you is there's no real intent there. I could play devil's advocate for the intent
No,
argument,
no, no,
but
no, no.
that's not
I'm
me.
saying what? Okay, then I will push it further and say, Kyle, I'm trying to convince you to accept my definition and my definition alone. Why would you not want to accept my definition alone? Give me an example of an artist
Because
where the definition that I have would not work
okay,
in your opinion. Meaning, like, there's a piece of art where where you
um,
think is art, or and that artist is the artist of that art, and
right.
my definition falls apart.
I don't know if I could, honestly, like off the top of my head. I don't know if there even exists an example. I think you do have like a pretty sound, like I think you do have a pretty sound definition of what you would consider art, or even who is an artist. Um, but again, that is your definition,
That's
right?
right. Because I don't think that I do agree that actually, just for shits and gigs, I'm gonna look up. I'm
The
curious.
definition of art.
I'm curious. Like, what,
All right.
Merriam-Webster's. What do you think it's gonna say if you had to guess while I'm looking it up?
Something about, okay, hang on. Art, noun, um, something created within the realm of beauty.
Hmm. Okay, so there's like 5 definitions.
Of course there is.
Well, it's all
Why
for
wouldn't there be?
okay, so the first definition is a skill acquired by experience, study, or
Uh-huh.
observation, i.e., the art of making friends. So that's not really what we're
Okay.
talking about, right? A branch of
Right.
learning, okay? So it's just like a branch. It's like, science, math, art,
Right.
an occupation, the art of organ building. What the
Of
fuck?
organ
Yeah.
building? Is that just like a quick way for like Christians to slip in that God is an artist?
I think it's meant like organ, like
Like
dun, dun,
sing.
dun, 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 like, a different organ, right?
Wait, the
Okay.
act of organ building? Is that what it says?
Yeah. Oh no, the
So
art.
that
The
the
art
art,
of organ building. Yeah.
that's just art. That they're like that's art. They used their own word in the definition of that word.
Well, that's the point. They're giving an example of that definition of the use of art. Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay,
but
okay.
what's interesting, check this out. This is number 4, according to Merriam Webster. Okay. Check this out. So, the conscious use of skill and creative imagination, especially in the production of aesthetic objects,
Okay.
the art of painting landscapes. Okay. So that very, like, the important pull away and take away from that is the conscious use, meaning if you are not
No.
consciously
What is
creating
that?
it
The conscious use of a skill.
of yes, right, well, okay, you're right, it is all that, but that means that if any way, if you were to take even just this fraction, which interestingly enough, let me give the other ones just in case real quick. Actually, this one doesn't make any sense. It says number 5 is archaic, a skillful plan. And then number 6 is decorative or illustrative elements in printed matter. So they apparently needed a whole separate one for like 2-dimensional art. But anyways, number 4 is really the only thing it actually gives as a definition of art, which is conscious. I think that's it. Even if it's well, actually, you're right. There are 2 parts. There's conscious and skill. So does that mean that if you have no skill but you're consciously trying to create art, that it's not art? Kind of going back to your correct way of thinking, right?
Right.
Or the correct, what'd you say, correct art?
Yeah, like sorry, I'm trying to post a story.
God damn it, Kyle.
I want everyone to come in, man. I want
Okay.
people to come see us
All right. Well, while
fight.
you're doing that, we'll get back to
Okay,
this in a
go ahead.
second.
I got it.
Papia says maybe there is no art everybody can agree on. It's like a religious question or a matter of taste.
Right.
You just have to find your audience. And then Atlas Glass showing up to hang out says, well, hello, everyone. Hello to you, Atlas Glass. So just saying, my definition is closer to Merriam-Webster's than yours because you have no definition.
You're right. Yeah, I don't have that. I tend to live my life
Without definitions.
one day at a time, right? I don't need to know someone else's rules on how to conduct myself, all right? I would rather just take it one day, one moment, one breath at a time and figure life out like that.
This is coming from the guy.
No.
This is coming from the guy that says that basic, actually more than basic 2-dimensional illustration skills should be mandatory for individuals no matter what field they're going into.
I do stand by that.
Kyle's an anarchist. He is a fucking anarchist.
I'm not an anarchist. I'm just memeing. I don't give a fuck, man. Dude,
He's all like, I give up. I don't give no shits about what art is.
It's not that I give up. Well, maybe it is, man. Because
it shouldn't be, because you do give a fuck, because you probably see people selling what you probably don't consider art for shit tons of money, and they're just considered artists, even though you completely disagree. But how do you defend your point if you don't have a definition of art, man? How do you?
I don't know. Maybe I need to do some soul searching on what is art. Maybe I need to, you know what? Here's my definition of art: the creation of an organ. All right. If you're not creating organs, you're not an artist. All right. How many organs have you built? Huh?
All of them. I'm an organ master.
An organ master. I lived on the Oregon Trail. Okay.
Did you get sepsis?
Yeah.
Okay, there. I presented a question that led to like a lukewarm debate. What you got, man? Come on.
No, let's go back to this idea of um, I do wholeheartedly believe that everyone should be taught the fundamentals of drawing and three dimensional um, thinking in the art world, not like being a three dimensional person or whatever, but like in the realm of drawing um, at a young age. I think that that should be like a mandatory thing that people are taught because art is a universal language. All right. Images are a universal language. I brought this up the other day, right?
Yeah.
If I was going to try to tell someone that, okay, let's say there's a person that only speaks Vietnamese, okay? They only speak Vietnamese and they have zero English. They don't even understand that you're like, "Oh my god, please help me."
They don't
Right? They
even
might
know that English is another language.
sure, right? And
Yeah.
let's say that you're stuck in Vietnam, okay? You're stuck in like a very like remote like location in Vietnam. And you need to get somewhere and you're like let's say it's you're like okay, I know that the courthouse is so or just some fucking building, right? I don't know the land of Vietnam, but I know that like there's probably like a central building or something that you can like use as a landmark and you don't even know where that is. You can't read the street signs, you can't do anything, but you can talk with someone and um and obviously a local will be able to help you, okay? So you go up to that person and for like let's just use courthouse as an example, right? I don't know what a better example would be, but let's just use courthouse as an example, okay? So you go up to this person and you're like, hey, like like look at me, whatever, and then you have in your hand like a very a quick and boiled down version of like said courthouse, right? Like I'm just using the literal fundamentals of like three-dimensional objects, um, key points in the so that you know it's a courthouse. Maybe there's a clock on it, or there's a specific special door that's on it, right? And you
Pillars.
just right pillars, whatever, right? And I show those. I don't do any like fancy detail or shading or rendering the trees or anything. It's just the key points that they need to understand that this is that courthouse, right? Maybe there's a symbol on it or something, and I showed them a very like I did this in like 5 minutes, something quick, right? 5 minutes, i.e., like the time it would take to like in a language ask them how to get like to ask the question, right? Like, this is who I am, this is where I need to go, whatever. But you just show them this, you just show them this drawing, and then you're like you just kind of like point at it, like me, I need to go here, kind of thing. And then if they also possess these skills, they can go, right, he needs to get to that courthouse. Okay, cool. Here's what you're going to do. And they take out their little note and they literally draw you a route of a fucking map. And they go, follow this map. On this map, why I think of map, right, is because my dad used to do. So my dad used to work in the oil field, right? And my dad has no absolute zero artistic skills whatsoever. But he had this binder in him. So when you work in the oil fields, there's like you go out into this random like giant land plot, right? And there's little oil pumps. Well, they're big oil pumps, but they're scattered about the whole land,
They're
right? There's
small
like
in comparison to the
to
track
this
of land.
giant
Yeah.
vast of land. And in like there's roads. There's like one lane like dirt piles that fucking connect all of these little oil pumps, right? And it's like a spider web across this giant field that you have to navigate. And I remember I used to go out with him when he would treat wells or whatever, whenever I was out of school, and I would open his binder. And in his binder, he would have grid paper that he had mapped out all of the wells and like labeled them and stuff. And it was just like lines and then like specific little landmarks, like right, like maybe there's like a specific tree or like a little building or something like that. And he mapped it all out so that if anyone else needed to go do that, like do his job there, he could hand them this, go, here's your map. You'll have no issues getting, and they didn't. No one ever had issues getting there. So this guy could literally give you like a map, like a piece of paper with lines, that were connected via little landmarks that you can recognize because he can draw them, and you can safely get to the courthouse without a phone or without even speaking the language, because you both possess this skill to take the images and the ideas that you have in your head and put them down visually in a universal language.
Right. So I'm just going to like to clarify, especially based off of our last conversation a few days ago when you first brought this up to me. Are you like legislatively, if you could, you would legislate that public schools taught more art than it's currently teaching for this purpose?
I
For
would
well,
I
for
would
this
say,
hopeful
okay,
purpose.
so anyone who's ever had any sort of public education in high school or even middle school or whatever, you you can agree with me that it is literally just glorified arts and crafts. It's not, you're not learning fundamentals of fucking anything. Maybe you get to play with the pottery wheel, maybe you get to like copy a picture or whatever, but you're not taught the actual fundamentals of perspective, of like how to identify, like how to boil down and sketch, right? Like how to actually like boil an image down into the key points of the image, right? Like imagine if you could draw a bullet point of a thought, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know. So you're advocating for, to be clear, I want you to say yes
Right,
to
right.
this. Okay, you're advocate or no, but you're advocating for more or more in-depth art training in generic public schools.
Um, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So then that's my question. So if so here's my question. So your father, who you brought up with the basically drawing maps to the different
Right.
oil wells and pumps, sorry. He probably received particularly very much less in-depth art than what we train today, and he was still able to do that. So why, proving your point, using it as an example,
That's a good point.
like
Yeah.
why would you want more? Why would you need more if the average person can succeed
So
in that?
I wouldn't say it's the average person. He was one of very few people that I know in my life that would do that. And it's because he knew that he could. I would say that most people don't even, like, you've heard the trope, like, I can't even draw a stick figure, or I can't draw a straight line with a ruler,
Yeah, I've
when
said
they see
that.
you do work, right?
Yeah.
And so it's because they think that they can't do it. So even if it's like, even if like if someone were able to, for example, right, take this, they start doing this like fundamentals of drawing class or sketching or whatever, and they were like, oh shit, I can do this. They can test out of it. Boom, they're good, right? But maybe some people need to just be shown that they can do this, and that they're like, oh damn, this one, and they need to be taught the reason why they can do this, right? That's a lot of what school is, right?
Well,
So for
that's kind of
example,
what I'm pushing you on right now is to give the best explanation as to why this does need it. Like, have you had an
I
experience?
told you, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
But
it's
have you had an
I do have
experience
an
of a
experience.
negative, like where it would have specifically, and I'm not talking about like vagaries here, like
Right,
specifically
right,
where if this person had been able to communicate with me via imagery, drawings, illustration, fuck, whatever, sign
right,
language,
right, right,
like
yeah.
my life or our situation would have been improved because of it.
Okay, hang on. You said like why doing this would have been a benefit, or why there would be a drawback of doing
Right. So you gave an example of your pops being able to illustrate the
it?
map,
Right, and why
which
that's a
was
good thing.
that's a good thing. Right. And that goes to show to me that at least as our current level of public education, okay, and even
Right.
technically not current, it's got probably gotten better in all reality.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I've been out
Since
of
his
it for
time. Well, no,
5 6
since
years.
your father's time, which
Oh yeah.
when
Oh,
he would
for
have
sure.
experienced it, right?
Right,
So
right.
in that case, that says, okay, it's fine where things are. Even if I met you at the point of, and I agreed with you that people should have a basic understanding of art, I feel pretty comfortable saying that whatever we have as our current institution of art training is more than enough. That's pretty much for the sake of this conversation where I would stand, right? Like what we teach in public schools is more than enough art. I will make that statement. You tell me or if you can, an experience that you've had where you think that an experience that goes against what I just said. If Joe Bob under this circumstance had this training, then this particular circumstance
Well,
or life could be improved for these reasons, and in a way that they're not
I feel
now.
like it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be as is this entire conversation very biased on my end
That's fine.
because I can do these things and I do these things. You know
I've
what I
see,
mean?
yeah, no, and I agree, and it's super awesome that you do those things. But I'm just curious to say,
And
okay, go
one
ahead.
thing that I'm actually willing to admit is that it absolutely does come from a small part of ego. It really does. It comes from a just like everyone, whether anyone wants to fucking admit it or not, everyone has a little bit of my way is the right way. I feel like everyone should do it my way. Even if it's on something small, right? Like if you talk to anyone about how like cheese, no one's going to have the same answer and everyone's going to argue about it, right? Because they think that their way is the right way. And that's where this everything kind of comes from. I do think I'm willing to admit that this comes from a small piece of ego, right? Just because I know that it works for me and I feel like it could actually work for other people. But yeah,
Hey, no, that's fine. If
it is it
I'm not certain you can have a conversation about art without there being really in any direction a little bit of ego thrown in.
right, right,
So well, really anything. If we were all being like truly intellectually honest, I think
absolutely.
ego's a big part of a lot of stuff. So,
Dude,
um,
it's if you like look into the psychology of ego, it's one of like the largest pieces of our our mind. It's how we experience things, it's how we make decisions, it's how we do everything. And if we, not to get off on like a sidetrack rant, but like if we just kind of like shut the fuck up on this whole like, like, oh, I'm trying to defeat my ego and turn my ego down. It's like maybe just give it a little bit of attention and know how to control it. You
so,
could do a lot better with it because you're trying to essentially hack off an arm and do a two-arm job.
so
You're
you're
trying to
saying
be like, I don't want my ego. I'm gonna live life without an ego. That's dumb. You can't not live life without ego. Ego is literally ingrained in us. So don't try and, like I said, hack off an arm and do a two-arm job. Just give it some attention and control it and live life peacefully.
so you're saying stroke your ego.
A little bit. I mean, dude, who great in the world didn't stroke their ego a little bit?
Hey, no, I think that's almost a whole conversation within itself.
I know, and again, like I said, I didn't want to get sidetracked or whatever. It's just a whole like
No,
thing
yeah,
that
I to be honest, if I had to take a stance, I don't think, uh, on the topic of whether or not we need, just quite simply more art or better art taught to the general public, I would say no. There's plenty of other. If I had to expend capital uh, in a way to teach or train young people different skills, I think a substantial amount of other things that I'd rather people know than knowing how to illustrate. So I would probably say no. I think we're good where we're at. Matter of fact, I think less. And you want to talk about ego? This is where my ego probably plays into it. The less people that know how to do these things, the more valuable the people who do become.
right. And if man, in a very dystopian or like a very like gross way to use your words against you, then we should have never taught women how to read, or we should have never let them have jobs, because then we would be more valuable as men. You know what I mean? So I think
Well,
it's sort
I'm
of
not
setting an
making
even playing
I'm not
field.
making
No,
this.
I know,
I'm not
I know.
making I'm saying people across the board. I'm
No,
not
I
saying
know, I
any
know. Yeah,
individual group, sect,
right,
race,
right.
religion. I'm just
But
saying Jesus. Jesus. This took a quick
but what
turn.
no, what I'm saying is if we even maybe we do say maybe we do take a little bit of value out of ourselves, but it puts a little bit of more value into other people.
Like that's okay. But fuck you. I'm going to turn this around, okay? Well, what? Because we're not teaching nuclear physics to everyone in fucking
Maybe we should, man.
No, we
No, I'm
shouldn't.
kidding. I'm kidding. Of course not. No, because that's a very specialized thing. That would be like saying we're gonna teach anatomy to like seventh graders. No, you shouldn't be teaching anatomy. I mean, you could if they were interested in it, of course. But I'm sure that nuclear physicists today had some sort of like interest in math and physics when they were at a young age, and they chose to pursue that.
Right.
This
And
is the
that
same as teaching people, like teaching kids how to stretch. Like I'm not saying so. I don't. I'm kind of curious as to like, okay, not in a condescending way, but could you, in your words, recite to me what my point is,
I I can,
just
yeah,
so
yeah.
I know that you understand what I'm.
You think that there is a valuable utility to, well, I think you've covered a few points, but I'll try and generalize, okay?
Yeah, of course,
That there
please.
is a utility in being like, at least the very, like, for the sake of our discussion, we really talked about illustration, so I'm going to stick with that. But there's a utility in every individual having a greater basic knowledge of art, okay,
Right,
or
right,
the skills of art than currently exists in our average populace. And that utility could include, but not limited to, communication of ideas
right,
and
right.
concepts.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. I
Right.
just want to, again, it's not like not in a condescending manner. I just want to make sure that we weren't like debating two different topics here.
Right.
Because
And
in a sense of because like when you bring up the point, oh, then we should teach everyone nuclear physicists. It's not the same level or physics. That's not the same level of what I'm trying
no,
to
that
bring
was
about, right?
that was just debating. You're like, well, we shouldn't have taught women anything, blah, 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 blah,
No,
blah. No, my
it's just yeah. Go ahead.
my only point is that even if you go back to what my like boiled down, what the fuck is going on with this camera? Anyhow, if you go back to my point of what I boiled down, your point was, I would say that yes, I can agree that there's utility in people knowing the basics of art. The only difference is that I believe we've already met that utility level for the average person, and in some cases gone above it. I don't really think, on a whole, most people need to know how to art. Like, I also
Right.
don't think that most people on a whole need to know how to music. Like,
Maybe I should like maybe it's maybe if I reword it, okay, and maybe I said it differently earlier or whatever, but like I'm talking about the basics of drawing, not art. Because again, we've covered that art is everything and everything is art, right?
right, but you
I'm
also
talking about
wouldn't,
the
but you wouldn't
drawing.
make, you wouldn't begrudge someone who carried around a chunk of clay in their pocket to describe things to people, would you?
Yes, I would because
What?
that would take fucking forever.
Not any more than a quick sketch. There's people that can like sculpt a chapel in like a few seconds. Come on.
No, the fuck they cannot. Drawing is
It,
what I'm trying to get
of
at.
course you're, but yeah, but you're a 2D artist as your basics. Like, I don't want to pigeonhole you because I know you can do
Right,
other things, but I'm saying like you're a
right.
2D artist. So here's the ego creeping in and being like,
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah, being like, this is what I'm good at. Everyone needs to learn this
Why would you want everyone to learn something that you're good at?
because I love everyone, man. I want the world to be happy.
I'm gonna hardcore disagree. Fuck them. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, dude, I'm sorry.
honestly,
Like,
yeah. I don't know.
I want people to, well, you already know my opinion. Trades all the way. You
Ryan
should,
goes.
it's trades all the way.
Ryan just popped in chat and he goes, "How is it possible both right?"
Yeah, no, I think that, all right, let me put it this way. There's, if you take everybody, right?
Right.
Um, if you take society as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
and you looked at society as this ball of energy, which I don't think is a far stretch. We're all
Right.
atoms, and there's like there's
Okay. Yeah.
this energy that can get dispersed in society in different ways,
Mm-hmm.
right? It can be dispersed as intention of political groups starting wars. It can be individual jobs. It can
Right.
be people feeding people. It can be farmers. It can be this energy, top level, right?
Right. Right. Right.
I don't think there needs to be that much energy in society dedicated to art.
I will agree with that.
Like that it actually makes
Yeah.
that the smaller amount of energy that is dedicated to art more valuable. Again, going back to something we said at the
So
very beginning,
I
all
agree with the fact.
everyone being an artist, no one's an artist.
Right. I agree with the fact that yeah, not everyone needs to be artists, right? Like real career artists or whatever. Um, but not because it makes the people who are artists more valuable and it makes it more important. It's because if you boil down the needs of society, art isn't really there, right? Like if we really transitioned into hive mind fucking stuff that like it's like every sort of seems to be a possibility in the next 1,000 years that we turn into this hive mind like colony sort of thing where it's like everything for the like if it's like everyone do everything for the greater for the greater development of right the guy that sits in his bedroom like me and scrubs pigments on a piece of wood that's I'm not helping it.
Well, I'm actually so happy you brought this up because this was going to be my next point or my next question. Okay.
Is our artist important in society?
Well, no. Well, yes, but not. The question's going to be framed a little bit differently. In
Okay,
your
give me one
opinion.
second. I'll
Okay.
be right back. Okay, I
All
gotta
right.
go take a piss.
Go take a piss. Hello, Kyle's chat. Hello, Mike's chat. How's it going? Let's talk to some people. Little witchy thing says, my art, no touch. Sounds weird. You know, most people know the more pressure is input to the quality of the job at the end. So at a social point, the more who know, the better it is. I don't want more people knowing. I want the people knowing that already know, knowing better. If I had to take a stance on that particular statement, then again, everyone is special, nobody is. Exactly, little witchy things. That is my point. It's called anthropy, and it's not energy, it's information. I would make the argument that energy is information, and information is energy, both things, about being special or being best for the job. Well, if you ask enough artists, most artists feel that they're special. I don't know if I agree. 2 monitors coming in clutch. I really don't think it's best if everyone knows. I agree. I feel that Kyle, and I think he did admit this. He's back, so we got to stop talking shit about him. Okay, he's putting his headphones on right now. So, yeah,
Are you talking shit?
nah, not at all.
Nah,
Um,
nah.
yeah,
Look, here's the difference, real quick, just as like a little intermission. This fun, we do this a lot, right? Me and you, we like
yeah.
to. Well, fuck it. Mike works like usually most of the week right next to me at work, and so we will banter and you know we'll develop thoughts together and argue and stuff.
It's true. We develop thoughts together, and what the shit? Can you hear me? What the fuck? What? Yeah. Uh, what? What's going on? Can you? Hey, Kyle, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your camera's off.
No, it's not.
On my end, I can't see you.
Give it a second. Maybe it's a lag. But you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
What is going on
Can
with?
you see me?
Yeah, I can see you, dude. It was really weird. It went to a random thing and was like, "Hey, did you know it's fucking Discord's birthday?"
What the fuck?
And I was like, nope, didn't know that. Hold on one second. I got to figure something. I was so busy debating you.
Debating you. Gonna debate all over your face.
What the shit? Uh, there we go. There we go. We're back.
No, I
Warped
still
by
can't
his
see you.
computer. He can't hear you, but you can hear. You still can't see me.
No, I can't see you. I can hear you, but I can't see you. I don't know if like your audio is coming through. No, it should come through on my OBS, but
Yeah, I can see you, and I can see me in Discord, so I have no idea what's going on.
weird.
Yeah. All right. Well, what the fuck were we talking about before Discord decided to just fuck me in the ass?
I was doing sort of like a quick little I don't know. I was talking about how we do this a lot and we sort of
Oh,
like what?
sorry. I remembered what I wanted to ask you.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Go ahead.
What what responsibility what responsibility, if any, do artists have to society as a whole? God damn it. You know what? I'm gonna dude, what the fuck? I'm gonna call you back in a second, okay? If you can hear me. Hold on. Disconnect. Fuck. Yeah, guys, we're gonna be calling him back in a second. See if it works. I don't know what's going on. My camera's doing fine. It's his. I blame Kyle. I blame Kyle, guys. Now he's not picking up. I agree. Dude, disconnect. How'd the call go? Fuck off. Don't show me this again. Thank you. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go down here. We're going to go back to Kyle. No, we're going to go back here. And then Kyle's fucking. No. What the shit? Hey, you guys, go tell Kyle to call me on his video chat. Because it's being a pain in the ass. Done. Yeah, just tell him to call me. Or disconnect from wherever the fuck he's at and then call me. The shit? Weird. Why isn't it showing up on. What the fuck? All right, guys. Connection problems? Let us know. No.
Oh God,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
That is weird as shit. All right, talk. Say something.
Talking. I'm saying something. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
And he's
There we
back,
go.
ladies and gentlemen. Here he is, cursed himself.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck was that? I blame you, dude.
What the fuck?
Like that was yeah, I'm
Why in the world is this my fault?
because my camera never had any issues.
My shit's been working the whole time.
Lies, deceit. Discord
Someone have my back here. Someone have my back.
I think LGG's got you. Yeah, it was Discord taking a shit probably. All right, answer my question. Did you hear my question?
No, I didn't. I wait, maybe I did, but go ahead.
Give it 5 minutes and it crashes again. Shh, don't say that.
Shut the fuck up. Whoever said that, you're banned.
That's Ryan, I think.
Oh.
My question was, what does, if at all, what is an artist owe to society, if anything, as a whole?
All right. Shit. So, in our current society, right? In our current society, where we haven't devolved into some sort of hive mind bug colony where we're just trying to get Elon on Mars, we still have freedoms and um, voices, right? We still have the ability to do stuff. We can do things. We can wear the kind of clothes we want to wear. We can watch things that we choose to watch. All that stuff, right? A lot of those freedoms, a lot of those entertainment freedoms and style freedoms, and those like our freedom of speech, all those things are sort of afforded by artists, right? The clothes that you wear, made by an artist. The movies you watch, made by artists, right? Um, and so right now, our uh, sort of duty. Well, it's not even a duty because you don't really need to do anything. Like you don't owe shit to anyone, right? I believe that. You don't owe shit to anyone. Anything outside of doing just pretty picture making, which is kind of what I do, um, or pretty thing making, right? Like just making something pretty, right?
Right.
Anything outside of that is sort of like extra credit. And what I mean by that is, um, so to me, like,
Well, I guess let me ask you this. Let me simplify the question a little bit. If you're an artist, let's say you're by what you or I combined would consider to be a skilled artist, right?
okay,
First question: should you create art? Should you absolutely use that skill to create art? I'm gonna guess you'll probably say no to that. Like you don't have to.
yeah,
There's no rule or law.
no, I don't think, I think that the, okay, this is gonna sound bad, but I think that um, the energy that comes as a result of you making art is essentially a net zero.
Hmm.
Unless if you don't make art, whatever. If you do make art, whatever. But there's a timeline for that, right? So if you were born an artist or you become an artist, with the way things work now, if you are like, holy shit, I'm an artist. I'm gifted with this. I'm good at this. I understand it just right out of the gate. Even if you are the best of the fucking best, the first while that you start making art, you're not gonna have any eyeballs on you. That's just how things work, right?
Right, but
You have
that's
to like
different. I only want to stop you
right.
because I want you to embrace the specifics of the question, which is even if whether you have eyes on you or not. I'm saying if you are a talented artist,
Hmm.
should you be an artist? Like,
Well,
should society
it's sort of like,
actually like should it be enforced that you are an artist?
oh, should it be enforced?
Well, well,
I don't know.
I'm not talking about like police. Okay, I'm not saying like it
Right,
should be like militarized, like or anyway. My
right,
point
right, right.
is that in your
Like,
opinion,
should you not look that gift horse in the mouth? Like,
right?
should you
Yeah,
take it and run with it? Right,
yeah.
got it. Um, well, in my opinion, if you are like an actual artist, then you have no other choice. You have to because I can't not. I'll fucking
So,
hate myself.
so you're talking about the curse.
Shut
So
up. It
okay,
really, yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah,
it is,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It's like you have to, right? Like you
right,
can't not. You have this itch, right, to
right.
do it,
So
and if it gets worse if you don't.
right. So that then I say okay, someone who likely is skilled, creative, quote unquote artist,
Right,
they almost have to. It's a
right.
must. They
Yes.
ought to. You would even say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So then my next question is. This is kind of based upon what someone else said earlier in our chat. They were talking about that art. This was back when we were talking about the definition of art, which I thought was interesting because
Okay.
this is a really common thing. But you and I, neither of us said this in a definition,
Hmm.
but someone did mention it in chat, which is that art ought to evoke emotion.
Right.
Okay. So in
I'll agree
amongst
with that.
definitions, it ought to invoke some kind of emotion, right?
Right.
And I'm curious because like artists have been playing major roles in society for a very long time. Okay, whether you want to talk about creative artists, as far as like writers, storytellers who have been writing
Right.
books, articles for a long time, how artists who did hieroglyphics in Egypt to tell, what was going on at the time, things like that. So they're in a way, artists have been directly responsible for a lot of our history keeping, a lot of really historical things that go back a very long time are directly linked and thanks to artists of the time.
Right.
And I'll go a step further and say, even to negative and or positive propaganda. Think about the
Hmm.
films made in
Yeah,
World War II.
because
Think about
it's that impactful.
right,
A
exactly.
good piece of art is very impactful.
Right. And so this is where I'm talking about the social responsibility of an artist.
Right.
You know, like, is there a underlying fact of the matter that an artist is responsible to society? Like, insofar as I'm sure you can think of some pretty disturbing artists or maybe
Yeah.
art
Right.
pieces that
Yeah.
maybe shouldn't have been done in your opinion or could have been done. Do you think it matters? Is this like a free speech thing where it's like all art is art, or like all art is should be acceptable, should it shouldn't matter,
Right. Right.
that an artist owes nothing to society? Or do you think an artist does owe something to society?
Hmm. I don't. Well, okay. I don't think that anyone owes anything to anyone, right?
Okay.
So I don't think that artists owe anything to society, and I think that my view is sort of shaped by the fact that like this anomaly of like someone else will take care of it, right? This idea that like someone else will do it, right? So like if they were like if you were like just amazing at making propaganda posters and World War was going on, but you're like, man, I really like to paint sunflowers in vases. But
Right.
you were like the best at creating propaganda posters. And it's like, should you be forced to make that thing? Even though you're really good at it, you don't want to make
Well,
it.
I would say even maybe the reverse. Maybe you ought not to. If the
Not
prop
what?
ought not make propaganda posters. Of
That's
course,
what I'm
depend.
saying.
Well, no, that's my question. So let's say you have this skill and you're really fucking good at it. I forget his name, but there was a filmmaker that worked. Since we're going down this line, that
Yeah.
worked like directly under or near. I think it was like his media, essentially at the time, media relations. I can't remember his fucking name for Hitler. Okay, and he was
Right.
responsible for making propaganda films. I mean, I feel like
Okay.
I want to say like Hitler in World War II had like some of the largest propaganda campaigns as far as like full like films that would be like you'd go to see them
Right.
in
Okay.
theaters and it would push propaganda about what they were trying to do. I'm of
Yeah.
course, you know,
Yeah.
simplifying this way down. But you could make the argument that if you are a talented person who is skilled, you and depending on where you're at, I mean like you could should those people not have been using their skills to do this thing? You know, like,
Yeah.
or if it's their
Yeah.
skill, can they do it? Is that art okay?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's like are you talking about it from like a moral standpoint?
Yes, because that's kind of my point, I guess, is that I feel that I honestly don't know if an artist owes anything to society.
Right.
I know that they can have they can have a very
Right.
large
You can
impact
do yeah, you can do a
on
lot.
society, right?
Mhm.
So with, you know, playing the Spider-Man bit, right? With great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
And so should artists again, I'm really talking about oughts and nots, you know, basically like ought
Yeah.
create art that furthers society in a
Mhm.
positive way, or should that not be taken into consideration at all? Goebbels, that's who I was thinking of. Thank you so
Oh
much,
yeah,
Ryan.
Goebbels, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's a really good question, but it's I don't know. I really think that there's again, like my opinion is sort of swayed by the idea that like there's enough people right now that will and that's all I really know is of now. There's enough people right now that if they want to do like if if there needs to be something impactful created, they'll take care of it, right? And I don't even know if I would have the ability to make something impactful. Just like how um we've sort of like gotten to this point in thought like with everyone that like everything's on a spectrum, right? It's or maybe it's just easier to explain things that are on spectrums, right? And there's like people that can make propaganda and people that can't, and people that want to make propaganda and people that don't want to make propaganda. And like right now, I feel like there's enough people that want and can that it doesn't matter if everyone should, or that I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, or not just propaganda, but like should make something that's impactful or prolific, or like if you
well,
and it's
again,
kind of
I'm not necessarily saying, although I suppose one could take this stance that skill and the trade of being an artist, I guess, should. I'm pretty sure there are people. Oh fuck, there is a philosopher actually that believes that all art should be for the better of society.
but
Um,
what does that mean? You know what I mean?
it means that it should
Like
impact
the
society in a
intent
positive
that
way,
okay.
not a negative way. So it's more talking of what it should
Mm,
not be versus what it should be.
gotcha. So it's sort of like this idea of um, like I don't know if you're familiar with Shadman.
Is this person
He's
an artist?
yeah, he's a porn artist. Like have you ever seen the memes like no Shad no?
No, I'm apparently
You
out
never
of the
seen that? I'm
loop.
sure there's a couple people in here that know who I'm talking about, but he was sort of like one of those artists. It's kind of like maybe he shouldn't have gone down that path and
Right.
use his. It's sort of like using his skill for good. Yeah, Ryan's in my chat like stop. He did some like he drew some very fucked up things that actually got him jailed because of like he went
Oh
to
yeah,
jail
no,
for it
no.
like
And what's funny, you're not. I mean, you have what the Marquis de Sade, who would have been considered a an artist within writing circles, basically, who was jailed as well for his art. Being jailed for your art is not uncommon, particularly in
no
the
yeah
less open-minded parts of society, for sure, and
right
depending on the
right
time frame.
right and yeah he was like just recently sort of like there was like this big thing of like he was doing some very fucked up things um but it's like was that in any way in the betterment of society, like was there any value in what he was doing? It was very realistic, you know what I mean, like his skills were shown very clearly, but it's like was he using it for um I don't want to say evil, but just sort of like the wrong thing, you know?
Right, right. So I'm gonna okay. So now that we've kind of flushed this out a little bit, I'm gonna see if you can answer the original question. Are you ready? You ready? Do
Do artists
artists owe
owe anything?
anything to society?
No,
I'm in agreement. Actually,
no,
I think that there is good and bad that comes from creativity and art and skills, but
right,
that oftentimes, unless someone in chat wants to argue, that oftentimes the good and for oftentimes and at least currently, I feel that when it comes to creativity and art, it is more often good than bad, and then we take the good with the bad,
true,
or
yeah,
take the bad with the good, I suppose.
yeah.
Um, someone mentions that Hitler was a rejected artist, and we were actually just talking about that the other day. What it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that Hitler was a particularly good artist, but I don't think he was a particularly bad artist. I
Yeah, I
think
think it
there's
was
a
fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
like we were talking about it. Wasn't he like early 20s or even late teens when he was pursuing his art career?
I'm not sure. I don't know the full history on it.
I
But
think
yeah, yeah, he was probably pretty young.
yeah. So I don't know. These are the things that I do often I don't know think about because again with I mean nowadays it's probably I feel like musicians probably and actors are like the largest group of artists that often have a very big sway in
Right.
society, you know. And you have
Yeah.
and I mean you could even go to say oh I have a great next question if you're still
Okay.
down to keep going.
I had yeah, yeah, yeah. I have one too.
Oh well, you go. I've asked a couple. What's yours? Let's go.
Okay. Um So let me see here. Okay, so it seems like we've sort of we've transitioned into this time, right? Like thanks to the internet and social media, where um, fame and recognition as an artist is earned by being more entertaining rather than being excessively talented, right? And so, like it used to be, right? Like, and this question came up because I was watching this old video of Eminem freestyling on this radio station, right?
Okay.
And this was back like, wait, say something real quick.
Testing 1 2 1
Okay,
2.
cool. Sorry, I couldn't hear you at first. But
Okay.
so Eminem, like back then, this is before like, you know, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all this shit, right? And so, and this was also back when like Eminem was really like abrasive in the media. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't like a good like a fun person to be interviewing or whatever. He's kind of a
Right.
dick. He liked to be like whatever. Um, but it was this video of him freestyling, and it was like fucking amazing. Like it was insane. Like some of the words that this man could just kind of like it was prolific what he was
Right.
doing, right? And it there's not, like you can't find little TikTok clips and YouTube videos and quote unquote like branded content from early Eminem, right? Like he was just good. He was just so great at what he did. People loved watching greatness unfold in front of them, right?
Okay.
It wasn't because his personal life was entertaining, but that's sort of what we've transitioned to now is that if you want to be famous, you also have to be entertaining in your personal life. You have to be like doing stuff online that's you personally and not just your art. And I don't mean everyone, because there's a lot of artists that are still sort of doing this thing of
Incognito.
like not like kind of incognito, right? Like they're famous online just because they're fucking amazing at what they do. But maybe they don't have an entertaining life or whatever, but like if you have like a super entertaining life, but you're mediocre at art, I would say that um you probably would become just as famous as an amazing artist that has no personal content online.
Are you saying this again ought not be the case, or do you don't really have a you don't care?
I don't know. It's just sort of like a discussion topic. It's like what like so is it a good thing that even mediocre artists have a way to make like large amounts of fame and money and recognition, or is it sort of a kneecap to prolific amazing artists because they spent their life crafting this skill and becoming masters at it only to be usurped by some kid that knows how to use TikTok and make acrylic pour paintings?
Right. So the question I would first ask myself, and then I'll even ask you, is those acrylic pour paintings, right? And like the TikToks of them or the Instagram shorts. I think we both know
Right.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Is what's the art? Is the
I
art
think the
what
art
they're
is the
creating?
video content. It's
It's
the
the video
ASMR
content,
video
right?
content.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's interesting is that you could even then say, okay, this person's not an artist for what they created on that canvas,
They're like
but they
video.
are an artist for
Right.
entertaining us, right?
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I that's kind of I guess where I would land is be like, okay, you're not particularly the most skilled artisan in this say acrylic painting whatever,
Right.
but you
Right.
apparently are quite the aficionado of understanding TikTok and
Yeah.
social
Like
media
social media.
algorithms and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
that's yeah.
and 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 most people will probably be fooled by it. I'm not gonna lie. And then you know what's interesting though is that their success at social media likely will lead to their evaluation of their art going up, right? So even if their
Right.
art's
Yeah.
garbage,
Exactly. Yeah.
their art becomes worth more because their successful social media
Yeah.
presence and entertainer.
Yeah.
I,
And yeah.
dude, with as much as I don't understand about social media still to this day, I don't get it.
Hmm.
I'm not sure I understand. I think that I think it's funny how much people want to see things on social media. And maybe it's not funny. Okay, so social media is supposed to be this thing of like, hey, witness this individual in real life, right?
Right.
Wouldn't you agree that
Right.
that was at least the genesis for social media was like seeing
Yes.
pictures and videos of people existing?
Yeah. Look at my life
Right.
that you
But
can't
now
see in
social media,
person.
especially TikTok, and other things like TikTok, is more of
Mhm.
like, look at this avatar of who I am. Look at this well produced, well shot, well lit, well audio
Right. Right.
version of myself
Hmm.
is, which is
Yeah.
really no different than an actor being in a movie that is
Yeah,
edited,
dude.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's no longer about who you really are. It's about who you're pretending to be. And
Uh-huh.
so one thing that I think I have the hardest time with on social media, I don't know about your opinion on this, but definitely mine, is that I don't want to act when I'm on social media. I don't
Right.
want to be like, I could start every stream off and be like, hey guys, how's it going today? It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. Are you guys stoked? I'm fucking stoked. This is a great
Yeah.
day. I could do
Right.
that. I don't want to do that. That's not like,
Yeah.
that makes me sick to my stomach.
What if it made
But
you $1 million a year?
I don't know that I could. I literally don't know that I could. And so what's funny is I'll say that those people that are making a shit ton of money doing that, I feel attacked. I would feel attacked too, little witchy things. Uh, is that it is work. It is work to put that
Right.
on.
Yeah.
Most people are
It's like
not
being an
that way.
actor.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are not that way
Yeah.
naturally, right? Um, but yeah, and it's just so funny to me to watch that whole presence kind of play out. It's like
Yeah.
this, in a lot of ways, TikTok is no different than watching your favorite TV show or
Yep.
your a movie you really like. It's basically the same thing.
Hmm.
It's this presence. And so I would say I have seen a lot of shit artists, okay? Like
Yeah.
I'll call them artists. There's intent there for my definition. They're just bad, okay? Get wildly popular on TikTok for all the same reasons that people get wildly popular in TV and film. They're probably generally, very attractive. They're very excitable. They have that
They have a
presence.
soothing voice.
They maybe have a very soothing voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, and so when it comes to those people doing those acrylic pours, like I'm not gonna lie, dude, that shit's mesmerizing to
It
watch.
is. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but is it the same level of mesmeration? Mesmeration. I don't know what the word would be.
Mesmerization.
Yeah, that I would have watching those like I don't know, you've seen them that like people put them on their desks or like on a bookshelf, but they can be either like the balls that swing and like
Yeah. The Newton cradle.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 thank you. Or any other version of those weird like desktop things that were
Yeah.
like
Or
ASMR before
have you
ASMR.
seen the lately or and it's not even lately, it's been around for fucking for a couple years now, but the 3D artists that are making those like it's almost like watching the Newton's cradle go,
Yeah.
but it's like 3D art where it's like a ball rolling through a thing and it's like perfectly
Oh, yeah,
placed
yeah, yeah, yeah.
roll and
Yep.
it's like a wood slat turning and a
Yep.
ring turning through it and it's like these like really nice warm rendered images or like videos of like these like just things working perfectly. It's like what's the
It's like a weird
what's the
visual ASMR.
yeah 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 yeah
Yeah.
yeah what's that thing the Ruth something machine
Oh,
or whatever.
Rube Goldberg machines.
Rube Goldberg machine. Yeah, the Ruth Bader Ginsburg machine. The Rube Goldberg machines. It's kind of like that, but it's 3D rendered so that it like everything perfectly fits together and like
Yeah.
slides into holes and stuff. Like
Or the
that
dude, there's
stuff is
the
fucking insane,
people cutting like taking the whole like colorful sand objects and like
dude.
cutting them
And
and stuff
like
like that.
packing a glass with it and
Yeah.
shaving the top of it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like someone. I think. So here's what I think. Right, tinfoil hat conspiracy time. Here's what I think. I think that someone up there has figured out a psychological hack on the human brain, and then they've employed like these like thousands of artist shills to go around and make these videos that just tickle the little lizard part of our brain get us hooked
To
on it,
what? To
and then
what's the motive?
pump propaganda into us.
Okay, what propaganda are they
I
pushing
don't
into
know.
us? No, hey, you said tinfoil hat time. We're going down this road,
Here's what they're
okay?
pumping into us. All right, they want us to forget the flight list on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. They want us to forget that they said we only had to get one COVID shot. They want us to forget. They want us to forget that that Russia's at war right now. Okay,
Okay.
they want to indoctrinate us and get us into this hive mind where we don't need to be artists anymore because the only artist that will exist will be utilitarian for the authority.
Propaganda artists. So you're going to take it back and you think that artists shouldn't do that? They ought not to do that for the betterment of society?
If the CIA is listening, I think that they should do that.
Okay.
I think that they should absolutely cooperate.
All right. God damn it. I had a fucking. They want us to forget that most of our life suck. That's probably the core of it right there,
But
Milo.
don't you also want that? Don't you want to forget that your life sucks? Isn't that kind of a favor being done for us?
Me personally or the greater you?
Anyone, right? Don't you want to forget that your life is shit?
I mean, I've always been a fan of the whole Matrix comment, ignorance is bliss. But I feel like once the shades are lifted and the
Yeah.
curtains opened, there's no closing them again. So I don't know. For me personally, wanting it is
Yeah.
a fruitless endeavor.
Yeah. They want us to forget water should be free.
That is, yeah, that is true. God damn it. What
Dude,
was,
did you see that? So apparently, so the two like giant reserves of water that California has, is already like depleting like faster than it ever has, and it's not even summer yet.
Kyle, this, I feel like borderlines on misinformation, sir.
Why?
Prove it.
I just read an article. I don't know. What do you want me to do about it?
Let's fact check Kyle real quick, guys.
All right.
Let's do it. What you're saying? California's two largest reserves.
Yeah, they're water reserves. What do you got to do if I'm right? Hmm?
Appreciate you, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that'll be more than anything.
Go to news. Ooh, okay. California's second biggest lake. The latest fallout of a drought is gruesome from San Francisco Chronicle.
Kind of weird. Kind of sounds exactly like what I just said.
Yeah, I'm just double checking, man. We don't,
Don't worry about it, dog.
Okay, let's see. We've covered a lot of ground, man.
We have. It's been an hour and a half so far.
Yeah, there was something else that I wanted to touch on. Do we know the photosynthesis equation? No, I don't know the photosynthesis equation, Milo. I don't. It probably has to do with Kyle's bad audio, right?
What? Do I have bad audio?
No. No, you're fine. Fuck, man, what was I gonna say? There was another point I was gonna have after you brought up or before you brought up TikTok artists.
Oh shit. So you gotta write it down.
I should have written it down. Yeah, that's true. I should have. Fuck. Give me a second. I'll think of it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, while you're looking at it, I'm gonna go cut meat for jerky. I'll be back if y'all are still alive. Okay, cool. Catch you later, dude.
I thought that was you saying that.
No.
No, like you're like, dude, I'll be right back while you're thinking about this. Yeah, I gotta go cut some jerky.
Right. Yeah.
Like I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, I was just reading chat.
Yeah, dude, I'm blanking hardcore on that. So
yeah. Well, I had sort of like a related topic that we could touch on quickly.
Yeah, let's do it.
Um, so here's my question for you: Should and I kind of feel like I know what you're gonna what your answer is gonna be, but maybe you can expand on it a little bit. But should art have some sort of social commentary, or can it just be pretty pictures?
Well,
Right. This sort of goes to like, do artists owe anything to society? Should we actually have something to say, or can we just make pretty pictures?
that's definitely kind of another side. I wouldn't even say the other side. It's like the another side of the coin, kind of, to that
Right.
question. Uh no. I'm gonna say no. I don't think that again, but this is also my general point, which is I don't think artists really owe anyone anything across the
Right.
board.
Mhm.
I don't think they owe society. I think they likely owe their person who commissions them something, to
Right.
create whatever
Right.
they
Right.
commission them to do. But
Yeah.
beyond that, no, I don't think that they're. I'm not even sure that. I was about to say I'm not even sure that art should evoke emotion, which would be a kind of risky thing to take, except for the fact that I feel that that is kind of a trick statement insofar as that anything we look at, whether we like to believe it or not, likely invokes an emotion.
Right. Yeah.
As mild as it might be.
Yeah.
Like me looking at my computer screens right now is likely evoking an emotion.
Yeah.
You
Some
know?
sort of stimulation in the brain. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, I don't think that people should. No, I don't think that that's required at
Dude,
all.
it's so that's something that's been like really that I've been struggling with a lot actually. Is like so some of the greatest pieces of art do they have like this social commentary, you know what I mean? Like it's sort of like they're able to convey a message with their work that like is kind of profound, you know? And to me, I think that that is sort of like it's like a skill or yeah, that's it's a
Does
skill
your
that I
work?
wish that I had. Do what?
I don't you think your work probably conveys something like that?
Yeah, but I don't think my work is some sort of like commentary. It's not like social comment. Like I'm talking about like the kind of work like political cartoons, right? Like imagine if you could have political cartoons, but they're like super like really good. Like someone spent like 2 months painting a political cartoon, right? Like you've seen them. Like there's like paintings out there that are really like they're very commentative on society and very well done also. Like Beeple does it very well, um for example. And so it's like sometimes I'm just kind of like, why can't my brain work like that? Like why
Yeah.
why can't I think about stuff like that? Because that's sort of what I want to be able to do, but I it's almost like I can't, you know?
So I'm curious. Are you comfortable talking about your art and what it means, or do you want to leave it up to?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I will. It's not gonna be impressive,
Okay.
you
Well, the
know?
only reason I want to bring it up is one of your more recent paintings. How I think it could read, whether or not it was intended or
Right.
not. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So like let's talk about the piece you're working on right now with the Cheetos bag, right?
Yeah. Which I'll
Okay.
be working on later today. Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about that for a second. So I don't know what your intention is, but well, I think we've kind of you like Cheetos. I know that's part of the intention is you just like fucking like Cheetos,
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna lie that if I were to see that painting, admittedly it's not completely finished yet, so I don't know final, but I think I see enough of it to already kind of, if I had to guess like
Right.
intention, right? I feel like a really like bougie art critic would be like, "Wow, this painting obviously conveys the problems in society about obesity, overeating, while being confined within inside a concrete box."
Right.
Like,
Right.
right? People can see whatever they want in your art, right?
Yeah.
But what I
Yeah.
just said is exactly what someone could see in a piece that maybe that was not your intention at all.
Right. Right. So
So,
let me ask you this: so the painting that's behind you,
yeah.
right?
That, by the
What
way, everyone, that's that. This is Kyle's painting back here. It's not well lit. It's all blue. It's in
Yeah.
fact not all blue.
So what like that literally has zero sort of thing to it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't make that with the idea that there's
Watch.
gonna be some sort of
Well, all right, let me do it again, right?
okay, go.
Okay,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. In Coyle's latest work, oh, okay, we can easily see how it is representing the death of nature within society's industrial revolutions, concrete meeting with natural elements, and the natural elements trying to survive within it. Done.
Dude, you're hired.
Right?
You're
This-
no, I'm serious. You're hired. If I ever do some sort of gallery show, you're gonna help me write my bio, my artist statement. You're gonna help me. You were gonna help me sell this shit. I'll cut you in at like 8% of the profits because you didn't have to do much. But like, but if you do that for all of my work and then whatever we sell, dude, we're gonna be billionaires.
right,
Your
yeah.
words and my imagery, we're good, dude. We're good.
But that's my point, man. Like that's what people go for, and I don't know. Oftentimes, I swear, it I, it might even be the case that a good chunk of artists come up with the purpose of their painting post, what is it, post hoc,
Right,
basically after the
right.
fact.
I've done so let me give you an example, right? So you just said something that sort of sparked an idea in my head, right? And this is it. Okay. Someone clip this and send it to me if you can, because I'm actually going to use this, right? So this painting that's behind you right here, Mike, right? I think I call it like wood 3.3
And you
point
guys can see
like
it
that.
better on his Instagram. So if you want to go check
Yeah.
it out, go check out his Instagram. It's on there.
Yeah, it's at kyle.does.art on Instagram if you want to check it out. But so it is sort of a metaphor for the dying of nature and the takeover of the industrial revolution, right? As you can see by the metaphor of the last piece of bark with organic life on it, and what was once the full tree industrially cut into 2x4s and bolted into the front as if it was an effigy of what was once the tree, right? And the transition between the two with the moss that you can't really cut down, it doesn't really die off. It just sort of is. So it's there kind of thing, right?
Right. So that's my point. Like
There you
there,
go.
but you're saying that
In reality,
that
when
was
I
not
made this
intent.
thing, no, I made this thing because I love painting textures. And so I found some really cool different textures to paint, and I wanted to exercise that skill that I have. And so like in the little bottom piece there, like the bottom piece of 2x4, it's burnt. Like
Yeah.
it looks like it's been like on fire in the middle. I wanted to try like painting like charred 2x4 texture. I wanted to try metal texture, concrete texture, moss, which I think I sort of missed the mark on that one, but that's okay. The tree bark, the mushrooms, like the snail trail, like these are all like different textures that I wanted to attempt at painting, but I wanted to put it together in sort of a composed piece that worked. And then, like you said, I do agree that like a lot of art, a lot of the whole like the little statement and description and story that you put, little paragraph you put with the piece of art, comes after it's done. If you're an artist that comes up with that before you do the painting, you are so much more professional than I am. You're
Well, again,
so
it's
much
probably
more
those
put together than
artists
I am.
that really look at trying to want to evoke a
Right,
concept.
right.
So
And
you've never
I
tried that? You've never, even in school, been set with a goal of create a piece of art that, uh, like as a challenge, right? Can be create a piece of art
I have,
that,
yeah, I
right?
have,
Okay, yeah, that
right. And
conveys
essentially,
this
like,
idea.
yeah. Yeah, so I used to like to do so in high school we had like a couple projects where we were supposed to take a famous poem and draw what that poem was talking about, right? Like draw the poem sort of thing, which is whatever, you know. But like yeah, like I've definitely done stuff like that, and I would say that like some of the work that I've done, like actually I do have one piece that sort of actually does have a serious message to it that I actually really love.
A piece
But
that has the serious message before you started?
not before I started, but as I was making it. It's this one right here. So you might have to check it out on my Instagram because I don't know how small it is,
I
but
can see it.
this piece is actually called the Cone of Conception. And the reason is because if you look into the painting, right, like down here we have this sort of like tree of life sort of picture, and then like a heart, and then some sperm cells, and then like an egg, like the cell version of an egg, right? And so there's like
Okay.
this direction of like there's this direction of vector and image, but there's also this direction of like meaning and illustration and content, right, or whatever you want to call it. And then in here, this is the like the 5 stages of mitosis. So
Mm.
like it's like one cell, like the chromosomes are starting to split. The chromosomes have fully split. The chromosomes have like picked their side, and then the chromosomes have split up completely into two new cells.
And like at what stage of the painting would you say you had defined the direction?
When I had chosen the shapes of the images that I wanted to put in there, right? So when I figured out like, okay, so in the little sections there, there's a section that's got all the little spheres,
Yeah.
and then the cone that's sectioned out, right? That's like floating and levitating and sectioned out, right? Once I had put those down, I was like, what can I do with those? Because I had intended to do this like blue ink porcelain design on them, right? But I didn't know what to make. I didn't want to just do flowers and dragon scales, right? I wanted to do something cool, and so I sort of paused on the painting for a while until it kind of like came and hit me, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna do that. And what's funny is that I actually painted this painting like specifically for a show. So there was a group show at a gallery called Art on 30th in San Diego that I had got accepted into, and they were like, you need to present two pieces for curation. And I only had one that really fit their description, right? Like it was like this thing that was like there was a theme for the group show called it was circles, right? So like
Okay.
a circle was the theme of the show, and so I had to have something to do with circles. And I only had one painting that had to do with circles, and it was the first painting that I've ever done of this series that I've been working on. And I was like, shit, like I'm gonna pay for I'm paying for an entrance into the show. I might as well I might as well get the most out of it, so I might as well make two. So it was like X amount of dollars for one or two paintings, and then like X amount of dollars for like up to five entries for curation. And then they would pick the ones they want to keep and give you the rest back. And so I was like, I'm gonna pay for the 1 to 2 just because whatever. And I was like, I might as well give them two. I painted that in like 5 days. I did that in like 5 days because the show was coming up, and I was like, I gotta at least have a second painting to show them or whatever. And then that one didn't even get picked for the for
Well,
the show.
so one did get picked. Did you sell it?
No, funny story actually.
Well,
So
here,
once
hey, hold on a second. I got to use the bathroom.
I do too.
No, well, yeah, but you have to entertain my chat while I go use the bathroom, and then
Okay, go.
I'll entertain yours. Okay, here.
Okay, go. I can't see your chat, but
Oh, no,
I'm gonna
just talk
pretend
to
that
him. Tell him sweet
I'm gonna pretend that they're
stories.
being nice. Yeah,
And I'm going to
yeah,
just let them look at goblins here. Well, you know, they can still see you, though, you know.
nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna tell them about the goblins.
You don't you just you don't have to tell them about anything. I'll be back.
No. So, okay, guys. Funny thing about the goblins. Um, so like I mentioned earlier, Mike works. He works really close to me. Like we on some days when we're both sitting at like a workbench, he's probably 2-3 feet away from me. And when he was painting that green goblin, I was near him. We've talked about it a lot, and like swapped ideas or whatever with it. And I was giving him suggestions, and I don't know if he ended up taking any of the suggestions or whatever, but he fucking hated it. He had a bad time painting those goblins, dude. Um, but he worked through it. That was the cool thing. He was like not struggling with it. He's just not, like he said before. He's not a painter. Um, but he pushed through it, which is kind of cool. I watched it. He sat there for like 2 days straight and pushed through this, like, his like struggles or whatever, which is kind of cool. But yeah, dude, that green one is the one that I was around when he painted it, and I like it. I think it looks really cool. I think he can. I think it'll be really cool to do some cool variations on the colors, like red. I think a red one would look fucking sick. Which I might try and talk him into. I might pour one up and talk him into letting me paint one just for funsies. But I don't know how protective he is of um of the paint jobs or letting anyone else paint them. So we'll see. Maybe that'll be one of my streams, is painting his little figurine. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be cool. Let me see if I can pull up stuff. I'm gonna pull up his chat so that I can see you guys.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, cool. What's up, camcorder? How's it going? Frog Goblin, yeah. Did you entertain my chat?
Yeah, I did. I was talking about your I was talking about what you had to go through when painting
Yeah, the
painting
days.
anything, and how terrible it was for you.
It was terrible. I'm not a painter. I don't like painting like you,
Yeah.
freak. All right, go to the bathroom. I have a question for you when you get back.
Hang on. What?
A lot of artists who don't know what the curator is talking about. I think most artists probably don't. Well, artists might know, but the average person probably has no fucking clue.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, cool.
I was trying to play like one of your sound things, but
Did you do it?
no.
Oh yeah, for anyone who is new to chat, I did add ways for you guys to spend your channel points.
No, they're all set for bits.
No, you have to go into your channel point selection.
Oh, okay. That's why I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I'm not spending money on this.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yep. I'm doing that after stream, camcorder. Yeah. Yep. No, yeah, I did add, like I said, you guys can play all fun sounds with your channel points now, if you are interested. Yeah, we started the stream a little bit earlier today, so wasn't going to be calling your present. I did not. Nope. President's going to be making a phone call.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
There you go, Milo. All right, yeah. All right, I got to change that because if it's going to play that stupid fucking display over, I got to get rid of that. I don't do presents, man. I've never been a big present guy. I don't like really getting presents. I don't really like giving presents. Never been my thing. I respect people who do. It's just not my thing. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just not. It's weird. It's weird. That's odd. It's not odd. Everyone's got their own thing, you know? I'm not big into the birthday presents and shit like that either. It's not happening. God, that was so Milo. Fucking who was it? It was fuck, it was Harding who got me really bad the other night while I was playing a game. He used one of them, the Predator sound one, and I screamed like a little girl. I wasn't ready for it. 10,000 points worth it. Yeah, that's, I know. I made them all expensive because I didn't want you guys just blasting them off all the time. So, because everyone loves getting free stuff. Nah, man, if I want something, I'll go out and buy it. I don't need people getting me gifts. And I kind of the same way. It's like, go get that. I'm not going to be able to buy my mother something she couldn't get herself. It doesn't, I don't know. Gifts are weird. I don't like gifts.
Oh, are you talking about Mom's Day? Oh, shit. That's today.
Yeah, I said I'm calling my mom after stream, so it is today, Kyle.
What'd you get your mom?
Nothing. That's the point. God damn it. What did you get your mom?
Nothing.
Exactly. Jesus Christ. How dare you forget?
I didn't forget shit.
Oh, I have a question.
Right.
Because you have a different opinion on this than I do. Money. Artists and their prices. What's your...
Right. What do you mean?
I mean, all right. I think that artists generally, of course, there's exceptions to every rule, do not charge enough for their work. You took a different stance the other day when we spoke.
I guess it depends, right? It's sort of also that same concept of what is good art and what is bad art, yada yada. It's going to be different for me than it is for you. It's going to be different for whoever.
Right.
Right. Sometimes I see people who make really fucking good art that I may not like, but I can see that it's really good, and they don't sell it for enough. But then oftentimes what I see is people make really good art and they're pricing it at too much. But I mean, what does that mean to me, right? I have the idea that artists, one of the main purposes that we serve as an artist is to be rich people's accessories. That's it. That is one of the, honestly, the bigger things that we do is if someone buys a painting from me for $500, they're probably spending the same amount of thought on it as they would if they were to go buy like a Gucci bag or a pair of really nice Nikes, right?
Right.
It's a pretty picture to put on the wall. You know, I'm obviously like, especially at my stage in my career, because I'm not someone who's being written about in magazines. I'm not someone who is actually like thought upon to be collected.
Right.
My paintings are quite literally just pretty pictures right now.
Okay.
And so when someone buys some of my work, they're either like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like there's people that really support me and I actually fucking love them. Like those guys are like seriously like top of the notch people that will do it out of support. But when like a rich person buys my work, it's
Well, first of all, how do you know if it's a rich person buying your work or not?
I say that to make myself feel better because if I found out that maybe someone who was borderline poor was buying something of mine for $500, I would want to kill myself.
Oh,
Because I would
really?
think, yeah, I don't want them to be buying my shit if they're starving, you know?
Right.
I don't want that. That would weigh on my consciousness or my conscience. I don't want that.
Right.
But what I do see a lot of time, this is sort of my philosophy, right? When you're just starting out, when you're just fresh out the gate, starting out as an artist, you should be whoring yourself out. I'm not saying do stuff for free, but I'm saying do stuff for cheap. And it's going to do one of two things, right? Or one of a few things, actually, maybe if we get that far. But it's going to teach you how to treat a transaction, okay? How to actually facilitate a transaction, how to work with invoices, and how to accept money, how to ask for money. That's another big thing that I see people complain about a lot is like, oh, like this person commissioned me, but they haven't paid the rest of it or whatever. And it's like you need to know how to communicate to get the rest of your fucking money because that's your money now. Like you need to go get that money back, right? You need to figure out how to do that. So whenever you charge low, you get a lot of customers and you get a lot of reps and practice in how to do the business transactions of giving someone your art so that they then give you money, right? And then you will slowly start raising your prices, right? That's just sort of my like short-term philosophy on how artists should price their stuff. But again, I'm gonna preface this with, or I guess what would that be like?
You're in a
At the end of it, yeah.
yeah at post.
Post, yeah. I'm gonna post face this with, um, what the fuck do I know? That's just something that works for me, right? That's all I got. You know what I mean? That's something that worked for me. That's something that I've seen done before. Um, it might not work for everyone. Someone might be able to like. Someone might be so good when they just start out that they're like, no, $1,000 immediately, and people are like, yes, of course, I'll give you $1,000 for that, and good on them, good on them. But
Hmm.
um, but I think there is a little bit of a grind that you should. It's in my I hate to sound like the fucking like the fratty club type person, but it's like there's a little bit of paying your dues that you go through, right? It's just kind of what it
Right, but
is.
you wouldn't begrudge someone who didn't, or would you?
If they found success, then no, I'd be like, good job, dude, good on you. But if someone was like, if they were trying to sell their work for like 6 years and they hadn't sold a single piece and their pieces were wildly overpriced, I would be like, maybe you need to kind of rethink your strategy here, pal. You know, like
Right.
there comes a time when you need to like sort of like rethink your strategy on how you're going to sell your work.
Do you look at commissions the same way?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I
Because
look at it as like a supply and demand, right?
right.
If I had a million people hitting me up to get a commission, I'm going to start charging more, because I'm not going to get to all of those people
Have
in
you
a timely
made
manner.
would you say you've made more money off of commissions than or what's the split? Would you say you personally making money? Was it off commissions or people buying pre-existing like your own art?
Um,
If you had to guess,
Honestly, commissions. Yeah, just because
commissions.
I did so many, dude. Early 2021, I did so many of them.
That was like
Um,
the dogs, right? Like the pet
mhm.
portraits and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
I was doing pet portraits and stuff, like as many as I could, all day, every day, trying to do them. Yeah, I made really good money doing that. Well, technically really good money, but really it was just me surviving without a job. But yeah, I didn't get to see any of that. All that money went to food and bills and stuff. But like, um, yeah, I made pretty good money doing that. And then like I've done like a big project for some money. But I would say that right now, uh, commissions. But we're looking to change that soon.
So you would actually prefer one over the other.
Oh yeah, I would prefer people to buy my actual art over commissions.
So you get to do whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to worry about doing what other
I
people
also
want.
like I've kind of thought about opening commissions, but only to my style, right? So like almost like imagine like ordering a custom piece of my series.
Well, how much say would they have in your world? Or none. You're saying they would just be like,
Oh no no
hey,
no yeah no, it's like how much say with it. So they would get to sort of pick like they would be like, together we would come up. It would be a very
collaborative.
back and forth, elaborative communication process of coming up with this piece. But I've thought about I've tossed around the idea of like closing off like just like all commissions and just excuse me, just doing um my work, like my style, and you can buy a custom one if you want. But I don't know. There'd be something that I'd experiment with and see if it actually worked out. But if it didn't work out, then I would just say fuck it and just continue selling originals.
Yeah, I don't know. I generally think I too agree that someone, that artists, no matter what trade they're in, there's going to be a time frame in which you're going to be paying your dues. I'm not certain that the due paying has to be reflected in the money you make so much as the work that you have to put in. And oftentimes I feel
Okay,
like
fair enough.
the due paying often should take place before you're really trying to make it as a working um, artist.
Right.
You
Before
know,
you start charging money.
yeah. And
That
so
makes
on a whole, I believe that people wildly undercharge for their work. Um, but I understand that there's and you know what, where I'm really seeing this is in graphic digital art. And the big reason is because there's so many graphic artists out there. There's so many.
right.
So they have a lot of competition for their work.
Mhm.
But when you're talking about graphic art, you're also talking about art. Like what one of the things more recently is that I've been looking at is like, say, the artist Turtle Forge, who did all my like emotes and things like that. I honestly think that if for even as quick as he got them done, like that, when you're talking about a concept of something that will likely lean or lend to the person you're selling the artwork to make money
Uh-huh.
off of that art, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
emotes, badges, all that shit.
Right.
That's to help grow your brand, right?
Yeah, that's commercial. It's a commercial piece of art.
It's a commercial piece of art. Yeah. So at that point, it's almost like I feel like there should be more money in it, like especially
Yeah.
digital art, because
Yeah.
you're going to make money off of it.
Well, but here's the deal, right? Just like you said, there's so many graphic artists, right? So
Right.
many graphic designers. What's easier, getting like spending the time to get better or just lower your prices? What's the easier route to go? And that's why it gets so cheap because it's easier just to drop your price a little bit than it is to get better and stand out that way. It's less effort to stand.
That's true.
It's less money, but it's less effort to stand out with your price point than it is with your skill. Because you would have to get
Hello? All right, guys, this is so not me. This is all Kyle. See that? He did this time. It is not me. Dude, what is going on? Discord hates us. We're going to disconnect. I don't know what's going on. Well, it was a good, he was doing really good too. Here, let's see. Let's try again. I'm calling him back. Let's see if he picks up. Otherwise, if you guys are there, go bug him. Tell him to pick up the call. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened. How are you guys doing? Camcorder, I see you showing some love down there. I guess just disconnect. We'll wait to see. I guess it was my turn to disconnect. Okay, there he is. Shoot. Yay. Video call. We'll see what happens here. You're doing good? That's good. I'm happy you're doing good. There we go. Are you there?
All right, can you hear me now?
I can, but I can't see ya. There you go.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah, so what
Yeah, I don't
happened?
know. My Discord just took a shit. It just started like spinning. So I don't know.
Okay, cool. Well, that was quick enough.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's better apps for doing this kind of thing, from my
Yeah, that's what
understanding.
I'm thinking.
So, all
What if
right.
this is the best app? That would suck, huh?
I don't know. But going back to what we were saying, I just feel like, particularly your kind of work, okay, painting. I feel
Right.
like in life, real, like for example, take Twitch, right? You go in the art section, and what are you seeing the majority of artists on
Like
Twitch?
digital work and digital
Digital work, like it's
paintings.
like
Yeah.
illustration, digital
Mhm.
illustration, painting, stuff like
Right.
that. People that are doing IRL art, painting on canvas, that whole 9 yards.
Hmm.
I would love to see stats. I want to know if that type of art, traditional art, has gone down. Because I feel like you and I would bet, if we were betting men, would absolutely bet that it did go down. It is.
Right.
There's not as many
Right.
people doing it, right? But because I don't
Right.
know for sure, I can't say for sure. But if it is, then your art in value should go up theoretically, right? If there's less people painting in oil paint on canvas,
Theoretically, right? I feel like there's more
theoretically,
variables in there, but
well, you would. I'm
theoretically,
sorry. I
yeah.
feel like you would know more than I would, at least when it comes to your style of art.
It's it's not okay. So first of all, it's not okay. Maybe there's not. Okay, put it like this. Let's put it like this, right? Okay, there's a pool of people, right? There's a group of people, and 50 years ago, they were all artists. Um, all of them would be, well, 50 years ago would be what, 1970s? So maybe even before, like, let's say 1950s, right? There's no
Okay.
real internet and computers and graphic design and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So you have a group of artists, all of them, 100% of them, in the two-dimensional space, are going to be like drawers, traditional artists, right? It's all going to be traditional art. And then we have this wave of the like the internet and technology and stuff. So maybe like there's like a split of like 70-30. Like 70% of people are traditional and 30% are digital artists, right?
Right.
But what I think happened is there was this moment in time where the means to do digital art became a lot more affordable and easier to get a hold of, which
Yeah.
means,
Circa like iPads. Like,
right,
yeah,
right, which
tablets.
means that instead of splitting the pool by like a 70-30, the pool got bigger, right? So traditional artists didn't really transition. They stayed at probably the same rate, but they're just kind of entered in more people who probably wouldn't have even been doing art, but now that they have the ability to do art more efficiently and quicker, because that's sort of the brand of digital art, is that it's all quick, it's all easier, it's all like, I don't want to say easier. I know I'm gonna get roasted at the fucking spit for that, but like it is. It's easier.
Okay,
It's
but
there's
but
less
I
effort. Blah blah
your
blah.
theory, but your theory, are you? So I don't know. Maybe I'm not getting this right. I find this hard to believe if this is what you are saying. You think that there, like, let's take your hypothetical 70-30. Okay, you're
Okay,
split.
right.
You're saying that whenever that happened, that it's maintained the same. It's just more people have entered both fields. Because
No,
I've Okay, because I definitely feel
I
that
think that
the
I
easier aspect has led more people into the digital realm.
correct, correct. I
Right.
think that there's more artists now,
More artists, but still
right?
the
But that
ratio
split,
has
the ratio
changed.
has changed, right? But what? Yeah, that's a better way to say it. Sorry. Like there's more artists now because it's easier to obtain something that you don't have to keep going to buy paper and pencils
Right.
and paint and canvases and all this shit, right? You can just have an iPad and that's it. That's all you need. And like there's easier tutorials and whatnot. And so I don't think that I don't think that necessarily equates that traditional art is more valuable, because one of the variables that goes into what is valued is interest. And so if you have more people looking at this one type of art, then the interest kind of dies on the other side. And so that's why I think the value is kind of, if anything, it's maintaining. And we should be happy that it's maintaining at least, because eventually it's going to die. Like there is not going to be traditional art in the next 50 to 100 years because it's just going to go away. Like
I don't know about that.
it just the way that everything's going, like
Like
every
I would
fucking
even make I would even agree that like on a whole, I agree. Like if we're talking
right.
super broad strokes, but there's always going to be the edge cases, the
Of course,
collectors,
yeah.
the
I
like
mean,
the
the fucking
hardcore
record
guys.
player and vinyls came back. You know what I mean? Like, who would
Yeah,
have thought cassettes and vinyls have like hit like record peaks in sales lately? You know what I mean? Like, who would
right.
have thought? But how long is that gonna last? You know what I mean? It's
It will last forever because there will always be a market for something tactile,
a
right? There some
small market. Because do you think that the kids that are like in fifth grade nowadays give a fuck that when they grow up they're gonna care about like videos and gifs and
okay.
Facebook Meta
NFTs.
and NFTs and all this shit. They're gonna be like, I've never seen a physical painting ever. I don't care about physical painting.
Do you really
You
believe
know?
that? I'm curious. Like I really want you to really think on this. Do
So
you really believe
let me think of a
like I don't know. I
people
agree
paint.
that on a
Here's an example.
whole.
Here's an example. Way back, thousands of years ago, there was tons of pottery. All you could get was handmade pottery, right? Like
Right.
that's what you would store your shit in. Then it became sort of an art thing about making pottery and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, we have plastic cups. I don't
Okay.
need to make a fucking
No,
cup. I have plastic
I'm
cups,
gonna
right?
push back. This is
It's
at the very
it's
least,
the
this is a bad example because yes, there's plastic. Yes, it's more readily available and cheaper, I should say. Cheaper. I'm not even gonna say
right,
readily available. It's not more readily available. You go to
right,
Target, you go to Walmart, they have just as many ceramic plates, dishes, whatever the case may be, as they do
right.
plastic.
But I
It's
don't
just
buy that
they're
because it's art. I buy it because it. Well, okay, no, no, no. I'll say
it's
I buy it because it's
utility.
art. It's utility, but it's also I'm not looking for a specific artist in the cup section, the ceramic mug section of Target.
That's not true. You totally might. You might not. But there's what's the big one?
No one does.
Martha what's her name?
Oh, Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart has her own line of shit, right?
Yeah, but
And
she's not an art. Well, maybe
no,
she is an artist.
she's
I don't
not,
know.
but it's a brand. But it's
Right, right,
Martha, what's it called? It's
right,
like Martha's Home Collection or some shit like that. And it's a
right.
brand of dishes
Yeah,
and whatever. It's still something that someone might want to buy because it's a brand that they like. And
right.
furthermore, they might want to buy because it's ceramic and it's not fucking plastic. I don't know about you. There's very few circumstances that I actually enjoy plastic ware across the board. Okay. Glasses are still
Yeah,
glasses. They may have changed how they were manufactured to make them cheaper, more widely acceptable
right,
or
right,
accessible, but ultimately it's the same kind of thing. It's still ceramic,
right.
like whatever. It's still tactile. Like it's still a thing that people want. Okay, for like pay for as big as paper towels gotten, there's still people
Yeah.
buying cloth napkins. It's still a market. There's
Not
still
as
a market
many.
for it.
Not as many though. That's what I'm saying. The market gets smaller.
R-
And so, but the
Right.
prices haven't gone up. Like a cloth towel doesn't cost $500 just because no one buys them anymore. There's still 50 cents. So it's like, like the paintings are gonna stay the same price. It's just less people are gonna buy them.
Right. And I would say that the only variation in this case, as far as the comparison to art goes, is that to make mass manufactured. Actually, this is a perfect example. Okay, you're right. A cloth towel is still for 50 cents, unless you're buying an artisan cloth towel.
Yeah, but there's still like there's the little fucking you can go to World Market and buy those like canvas print paintings for $50.
Right, but a real canvas painting, not a print,
Mm-hmm.
is going to be wildly more expensive. The original of that print is probably stupid expensive. And I mean it
Sure,
really,
yeah.
art's just gone up. I mean, all art is. I'm sure
I
that
hope. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. The stance that I'm taking is I
it's a
hope I'm
doomer
wrong.
stance. It's a doomer stance is what it
It
is,
is.
Kyle.
And I hope I'm wrong because I've put all my chips on painting and, and I hope that my shit fucking doesn't just dwindle out like a flame.
I'm sorry, I'm reading a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I think that provided we don't blow ourselves up, I think that
You
art.
think we're good?
I think we're good. I think physical art is going to be around for a long time. I think it is going to see a reduction. And I actually blame NFTs specifically for that. NFTs gave a way for digital art to be valuable, which I think is really unique. In like, do you understand? Am I
Yeah, no,
full?
I
Do you
do.
think
I
I'm full
do.
of
Yeah.
shit or
No,
like?
you're not full of shit. You're not full of shit. I do agree with that. The NFTs have made a way for people who make digital art to find like physical money, or like real money out of it. But it's also that hopefully that market comes back. But right now it's
Let's talk about what do you know about NFTs, Kyle?
um.
Come on, what are you talking about? Comes
Go
back.
ahead
What are
and
you talking about?
go ahead and fact check me again on this
No,
one.
I won't. No, I don't mind the
Apparently,
NFTs. That's like
apparently the NFT market has dropped by 92% in interest since its peak. So we're talking about like activity, so amount of people that are even showing up to the marketplaces that are actually even going there to look at the NFTs. Talking about the amount of transactions that are made, the amount of trades that are made, everything's down like a lot, like almost back down to nothing. And
really.
so oh, maybe there'll be like a
Do you
resurgence.
think? All right. Well, let me ask you this. Here, there's a question. I now bear in mind. I feel like I can confidently say that my knowledge of NFTs is limited at best. Okay, like I
Right,
kind of get it and I kind of understand it.
right.
But do you think that NFTs should be a thing?
Yeah,
No, okay, let me actually take that back. Specifically in regards to art.
yeah,
Not outside, like using blockchain
yeah.
technology to basically allow people to have value in digital art. You think it's
Yes,
something that we should endorse, ought to endorse?
yes. Um, I think they're using art as a caveat for this like transition into the digital world, right? Because art is the quickest thing that you can get attention with, and it's the quickest thing that you can get attention with and charge money for. I think like in the future, right? It's not just gonna be pictures that are purchased with NFT, like within the blockchain, right? It's gonna be everything, literally. So whenever, so I want you to picture a world, okay? It's 30 years from now, right?
Okay.
And we're doing this same thing, except none of it is real cameras. It's my avatar and
In
your
your avatar,
avatar
yeah, you're talking
talking,
about like
right?
the whole meta bullshit. Yeah,
Right? The metaverse, right?
yeah,
But you need a microphone, you need the ability to talk, you need like a camera, right?
yeah.
So that little mic boom that you have in your camera with the blue cord, like the blue labeled cord that goes into your microphone and the
Yep.
cool microphone that goes in, you have to buy those in the metaverse, right?
Right.
You will have to buy those because they're going to show up on your screen. You need to own them.
Yeah.
You can't just, how else are you going to do it, right? You could create them if you're good at like Blender. So I think that like some of the most famous and rich artists of the world come in the next 100 years are going to be people that are experts with Blender and 3D rendering software because they can just create their own shit.
Yeah.
They can just make their own shit. I don't know how to make a table in fucking 3ds or DAZ or Blender. I don't know how to do that shit. But some guy could make an entire universe in Blender, and he's gonna be able to do it for free. I'm gonna have to
And sell
pay
it.
for it and sell it. I'm gonna have to buy the room that I'm in, the windows that I'm looking at, the fucking the paint on the wall. Like I'm gonna have to pay for those things because that's what's gonna be part of the status in that world is oh, did you get the new like Kanye blue wall for your bedroom? Like did you get the new like did you get the new like fucking like Obama mic boom? Did you get like all this shit that is gonna be like sponsored content that's gonna be status symbols like Supreme and all the cool like Gucci and stuff like that we have in the
It's
real world?
funny because I feel a vibe that you're talking about this in a negative way.
Not really. It's just a transition of worlds, man. Like it if it goes the way that everyone is sort of like philosophizing it's going.
Philosophizing.
Yeah, philosophizing. That's a real
Okay.
word. Google it. I'm serious.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Um, uh, it's just gonna be a transition of existence. Like it really is. It's gonna be this weird thing where it's like it doesn't matter what you own in the real world. It really doesn't. It's not gonna matter at all what you have in the real world. At all. Do you have kids? Doesn't matter. Do you have kids in the metaverse? Then I don't care. Like seriously, it's not gonna fucking matter. And
So how do you? Okay. I don't know.
it's weird. It's weird. We're not used to it. It's new to us, you know? So it's like we don't know how to feel about it, but it's probably going to be the case that things just kind of transition into this digital world and you got to make sure that you keep up because if not, then you're going to be nobody.
Hmm. I don't know. I hope you're fucking wrong, to be honest.
I hope I am too, but it's just I'm sort of just kind of this doomer philosophy where I'm just like
I don't know.
just
Well,
accept
I
it.
don't know that it's doomer. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that would really embrace the metaverse. In
Right.
all of the things it could be, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I don't have a ton of faith, at least that I'll be seeing it in my lifetime to the extent that you're
Yeah.
talking about. But who knows? Technology being exponential and evolution, like it could very well be, I guess.
Right.
And maybe I'll be the version of the grandpa who needs like his kid to come over to, teach him how to like plug in his VCR. I don't even know if you know what a
Yeah.
VCR is.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Right. Shut the fuck up.
um, but I don't know. I think that it's funny. I don't know. There was a lot of pushback initially when we were talking about NFTs. A lot of people were like, blah. At least in this in chat, there's like two people. They were like, no, NFTs bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that NFTs again, kind of there's plenty of bad that comes with them, but I feel like it definitely opened up a little bit of a pathway for digital artists, 3D designers, graphic designers, to make some money off of,
Yeah.
well, not just money either. Like you can sell a painting or whatever, make say $500, right?
Right.
But if someone sells an NFT, I mean, it's literally like there's stock markets now. So it's not just selling it. You also have like potential wealth gain over an extended period of
Right.
time with investments
Right.
and things like that. It's actually more than what
Yeah.
you could potentially get from selling a given painting right now,
Yep. Yep.
which I think is wildly fascinating. So I am pro NFTs for the most part. I don't see there is some bad to it, although I can't
Yeah, but there's bad that
articulate
can
it.
be remedied very easily. That's the only thing.
Hey man, maybe you actually know the bad. I can't quite articulate what the bad of NFTs outside of
So what
the
everyone
like the
gets all
footprint.
fucking what everyone gets all fucking bonered up about is the amount of like carbon waste that's used to make an NFT,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That will be remedied faster than you think it will be. Like enough people are upset about it, and enough companies actually, or enough like OpenSea wants it to be like not a thing. So like they're gonna go green eventually. They're gonna go green faster than you think they will because they have to. Because if they don't, everyone's fucking done with them. That might be their next like biggest push for like a claw for like relativity or like fuck I'm blanking on the word like
Wait.
being relevancy,
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah.
Their next claw at relevancy is going to be like we're going all green when we come to minting NFTs. That's probably going to be a thing that happens. I don't see them going away, but I do see them like getting rid of the whole like it like using fossil fuels and shit like that. There's going to be someone that comes out and it's like we have a way to make all green NFTs, and they're going to be super famous for a little bit, and then all the companies are going to follow suit. There's going to be a little surge in relevancy, um, and then it's just as we left off.
Like a piece of paper, custom pets. We'll be able to eat NFTs. No, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be a
Maybe,
reality.
who knows?
In Kyle's
Maybe
land
you
of
pay.
aluminum
Maybe
hat
you
wearing, yeah, maybe.
maybe when we get to the part of the world where we're all sitting in a chair with IVs and colon tubes and catheters hooked up to us, and we're just living in VR goggles, maybe you purchase tokens in the metaverse that actually unlock the bag that's connected into your veins to give you nutrients. right?
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess it's fucking terrifying. I don't know. It's funny to be as in support of NFTs as I am, while also realizing that it's a scary fucking power.
It's weird. It's a big change that we're gonna have to go through.
Do you think that's the future of art in general? Or some variant on NFTs?
Mm, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I know that there's a way that you can pair. You can sort of like pair NFTs with traditional art, which I think is really cool.
Well, I heard museums are attempting to do it. They're talking
Right.
about
Well,
taking a lot of these famous historical paintings. I don't care, Mona
right.
Lisa, whatever the case may be, the Scream, whatever.
Making them
I like
NFTs.
and creating NFTs out of them
Mhm. Well,
and
you can even
making
do it, right? So
anyone
so
can. Yeah.
there's an artist that I follow on Instagram. His name's Pavel Sokov, and he kind of does this really cool thing with his paintings that he sells. He makes a painting and then he photographs it and then mints it at it as an NFT. So he mints the painting as an NFT itself. And then he ups his price when he sells the painting. So when you buy one of his paintings, you also in the price get the NFT of the painting, which you can then, if you want to, sell the NFT, make your money back, make him some royalties, and he makes all the money regardless, right?
Right.
It just kind of puts the effort and the duty of selling the NFT onto the original buyer, but what they get in return is their money back. So it's kind of a cool way to do it. Like for example, you make a sculpture, scan it in 3D, throw it into a 3D model, maybe even animate it, sell that as an NFT with a sculpture you make, or even just make that the NFT and then make money with it, you know?
Yeah, I would use photogrammetry. That's what I would do.
Photogrammetry.
Photogrammetry, yes. I'm going to go down that rabbit hole very soon. I don't know. I don't like the idea. First of all, I'm not a fan. Someone asked me the other day if I'm open to commissions right now. And I said no. I don't want to do
Yeah.
commissions. I don't even
Well,
know if
you don't
there's
need to.
well, you don't need to either. Need is a very like it shouldn't be, but at least
I
between the two of
guess,
us,
but
it's
like,
subjective. You don't need it either.
yeah,
You're alive, you're feeding yourself, you're sleeping, you're not dying.
right,
You
yeah.
don't need it either. Okay? Yeah,
But I
but
want it, Mike. I love money. I need money.
um I don't know. I hate the salesman aspect of art.
I love it.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Uh,
Dude,
calling
we've talked so much
shenanigans.
about
No,
business
hey,
and fucking.
you might know how to do it. There's a difference between like being able to be the eel navigating through the seaweed, and being able to like get
Don't
away
call
with
me an
it.
eel.
But there's a difference between being able to successfully navigate it with confidence and actually
Right.
wanting to do it. There's a very
Well,
two. Matter
yeah,
of fact, you almost actually displayed this earlier by just saying that you would rather people buy pre-existing art that you create
yeah,
as
you're
opposed
right.
to doing commission
But
work.
so doing a gallery show, right, or doing any sort of show or anything like that, right? No, I didn't. Ryan goes, "Did you change your shirt?" No, I didn't. Um, uh, there is a salesman aspect of selling your work to someone. Like you got to like show them the good components and make them feel comfortable with the idea of buying this piece of work that they want, but you also got to be like, this is why I want you to have it.
Right. I don't
So there
know.
is a salesman aspect.
I don't like that. But the reason I brought this up was the concept of NFTs because technically, once you create an NFT, you have to put it on some kind of NFT trading platform of some sort.
Right.
And that's really where I guess kind of where your salesmanship ends, depending on what kind of
Yeah.
like online marketing you
You
really
could
want to
do
do with it.
like video content and market it like with video content, like our lovely NFT expert Gary Vaynerchuk. where all he does is just talk about his NFTs and how amazing they are, and that somehow sold all of his NFTs. But
Uh, I don't know.
you could do shit like that, to sell it.
Oh, yeah, I could also just like hit myself in the foot with a hammer. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Are you like doing push-ups or something like that? Like,
No,
what's going on?
I'm putting paint on my palette. I'm just so I'm like grabbing like one tube and then like putting the paint on the
How
palette.
far is the pallet on the floor?
No, my paints are on the floor. Because usually I have them over here, like way over here, but it's just outside the reach of my headset. So I can't go over there to grab all my paints. So like before we started all this, I moved all my shit that I needed to get like right here on the floor so that whenever we start working, I can just immediately
Yeah, we've been
grab
going.
it.
You want to do that? You want to start moving over to the working thing?
Yeah, let's start working on some projects. We can still talk about this stuff.
Yeah. Art sneaking in. Yeah, dude, my chat's been just going off. What are you guys even talking about over there?
Good. I'm glad you have a good chat.
How's your chat doing, buddy?
Ryan's over here holding it down.
Hey,
Fucking
if
love
any
you,
of you
Ryan.
haven't, please go over, follow Kyle, and hang
I don't
out
want
with
you
Kyle.
guys.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want you
fuck
guys.
that. Fuck that. Go say hi to
I'm
Kyle.
kidding.
Oh,
Don't right now. I'm about to run an ad and go to the bathroom, and then we are going to transition some stuff and start painting,
yeah. And I'm gonna start sculpting some
which is
tea.
actually going to be pretty cool. I'm going to be working on a really cool painting. So
A different painting or same painting?
no, same painting, but hey, little witch, hello, they came over, hello guys,
There we go.
but uh, it's the same painting, but once we're actually in like the final stages of this painting, so um, we're almost done. We're almost done. We're gonna put the first layer of Cheeto dust on the fingers, and then just kind of touch up a couple edges around here, and then we're gonna get some good shit going. Get some good shit going. All right, guys.
All right.
I'm gonna run a 2.5 minute ad break. That way I have time to go to the bathroom, and then I have to change up some of my camera stuff. So, yeah,
It's all good. I'll keep him entertained, man. I got you.
bet.
Cool. You guys can't see him, but I still can. He's taking the camera to the bathroom with him so I can watch him use the bathroom.
Nice.
All right, what are you guys saying? The theory about... Wait, what? There's a theory about a random radioactivity thing, but I don't know if it'll work. Or sneaking in. Man, you guys were just going over here on chat. Just going. What the fuck? He actually disconnected his camera, guys. He'll be back. He'll be back. I hope. I have no idea what he just did. There's two of them. All right. Here we go. I went over this yesterday. Here we go. There's two of them. Okay. There's this guy. Oh, shit. Yeah, he's fucking with his camera. We'll let him do his thing. So there's this guy. He's not a frog. He's a very, like, just very fleshy, just a very fleshy goblin, you know? See if I can show you guys his hands here. His cute little goblin face. There we go. I did two of them, camcorder, okay? Of course not that way. Because I wanted to do a cool kind of green goblin, you know? But I'm really happy with how they came out, to be honest. I'm going to probably pour up a couple of them, prime them. And then I don't know, I might put them up for selling or ask if anyone wants to paint one and send them out and let someone else paint them, you know? It is a frog. He's heavily based on frog paint color schemes. I even gave him, you know, little frog dots and stuff. So, what are goblins if not frog-esque characters? Okay, I'm just saying. So, yeah, I'll probably make a couple more. We might do a blue one. I kind of want to do a blue one. And yeah, we'll do that. They're very creepy. I've yet to decide where I'm going to put them. But for now, they're just going to hang out with me. No frogs and goblins aren't the same. I know they're not the fucking same, camcorder, okay? But the color scheme of a frog isn't a bad idea, okay? Frog and toad. They are kind of frog and toad-like, for sure. I can see that. Okay, so today, guys, whilst Kyle is still setting up his shit, he's like, Kyle, you do realize everyone can see you, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. You're not invisible. Okay, is it a tasty cookie?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to work on teeth, guys, because why the fuck not, right? So I'll move the camera in real quick. I already moved my stream back over to art, Kyle. Just FYI. Hopefully you guys can see. That's pretty good. Get a close-up on my hands. Paint the other one like a toad. I know. I think I'm going to make one more, and I'm going to paint it blue. Likely. Maybe I'll make Kyle paint it since he loves painting so fucking much.
All right.
He's such a pain. I hate painting. It is my least favorite aspect of creating anything that I create. Whose teeth are these? These are Rocky's teeth, guys. I casted them off of Rocky during our live cast stream. And this is all part of that makeup that I'm sculpting. If you guys if you haven't caught my video from yesterday, you should probably go check it out. I did a quick 20-minute stream. I know for sure it's on YouTube. It's still up on Twitch. Go check it out. I kind of go over a catch up on what I was working on off stream. So you should go see what that's about. But these are Rocky's teeth. It's all going to be part of the makeup. Jesus fucking Christ!
Sights to show you.
Oh my God. You son of a bitch. Oh my God, I almost pooped myself. Okay. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear shit.
Okay.
I heard you go, Jesus fucking Christ.
Fucking Milo. Now, my God. Well, congrats, Milo. You scared me. Good job. Good job. Yeah, Kyle's missing out. He doesn't get to hear the terror. Did you switch cameras?
Yeah. What?
Oh, okay. I was just curious. Now you want to watch Hellraiser? Well, go fucking watch Hellraiser. No one's stopping you.
Camera switching fool, baby.
I was at 28th. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, there you go, Milo. This is what I should have made you guys have channel point options earlier. But I didn't. So there you go. Like I said, there's a video. I don't know if it was my last stream where fucking Harding got me really good. And yeah.
I'm going to do one of those real life sound alerts. And I'm just going to go bang on the door.
Don't do that. That'd be so bad for you, I promise. Because Kyle's a big meanie.
Big meanie with a big old weenie.
What the fuck? Don't talk about your weenie on my stream, sir. I think I figured out finally how to tighten my mic stand. I know that sounds weird, but it was particularly tricky to do. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, mine's kind of the same.
I've noticed that if you tighten all the joints evenly, it works better.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Camcorder, you have half that. You still have enough, Camcorder. You can use your channel points. Just go into your channel point section. I added 5 random sounds for channel point people.
Yo, I will be right back.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle sees the spider either.
Spider?
What spider? Not the one behind you.
Oh, okay, right.
How's your jerky coming along there, Ryan? Or I don't know. He says you by name all the time. I feel like if he's going to do it, I can do it, right? But otherwise, I can keep calling you LGG or Doubt. I don't really know. What the fuck does your name even mean? Looked out. Looked out. I can't say it. Legged out. Okay, gotcha. So I should just call you lagged. Is that it? I don't know if you guys have noticed either that Kyle has had a haircut. They reinforced his mullet. So yeah. It's fine. Everyone does from aside from Kyle. I know he's just over there doxing you. He's so quiet. What is he doing? Who knows? They did. They reinforced it. They gave him another mullet. Jerky is being marinated now. I'm going to put it in the dehydrated tomorrow morning. Gotcha. I can see him with a mohawk. I used to pimp a mohawk before, I went bald. Sad days. Or balding. I have an unfortunately low amount of hair, so.
All right, I'm back.
You hear that, guys? He's back. I feel so much better.
Oh, I have returned.
Yeah, Lagged Out was just telling me you had a mohawk back in the day.
Yeah, it was red.
You had a red mohawk?
Yeah, for like a summer, and then I can't remember. It might have been before or after I started going to school with Ryan. But yeah, I used to have like a mohawk, and then I got a faux hawk, and then I don't remember what my hair used to look like after that.
Dude, so check this out. I went so today before I emailed you, I was like, I'm just gonna go take Kyle's Twitch avatar and use it. So this is before I messaged you being like, I need a copy of it. So I searched around for it first. I was like, oh, maybe he has it on Facebook. He posted it. Nope. But you do have a ton of pictures from when you were a wee child on Facebook.
Hey, here's the thing. Why did you scroll down that far?
Because I went down the rabbit hole, man. I was just like, what the fuck? When were these posted? Like when you were 12?
They were, yeah.
Oh my God. It felt so weird. I didn't like it at all, and I left immediately.
Yeah, right. You probably fucking screen cap that shit, and you're gonna hold it like above my head as blackmail.
Why would I? Anyone apparently can just go and look at the embarrassment.
Dude, do you know how many times I've like actually went through and deleted that shit?
None?
Like they don't get deleted. That's the thing.
You're telling me you can't delete photos from Facebook?
That's what I'm telling you. They don't delete.
I don't know, guys. Do you think Kyle's full of shit? I think he's full of shit.
I think you're full of shit.
I think your face is full of shit. Okay, so this is actually what our conversations at work are like. They're not intellectual. It's just like, hey, fuck you. And he's like, hey, fuck you. And he just goes back and forth. And he can't argue with me now because he doesn't have his headphones on, so he doesn't know what I'm saying. Wish I could talk to you guys about any new movies I've seen that were awesome, but unfortunately I haven't seen any new movies that are awesome, so I'm pretty sad about that right now. It's like a rage quit. It totally is like a rage quit. That's exactly what it is. I think he's trying to get his stuff set up for painting, but who knows? Cal's a wild card, guys. You never know. All right, so between the tooth we were just sculpting and this tooth right here, we're gonna add another smaller tooth. You see, a wee tooth. Oh dear. He'll be back. I think he's getting his paints together. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, I see an arm. Oh, he's coming back, guys. I don't know what he's going to paint for you today. So what's funny is after we sculpt all these teeth, we then have to go in and sculpt all the gums going to each of these tiny little teeth. There you go. He's back now, see? He didn't leave us forever, guys. Just for a period of time.
Yeah, I've just been, getting my shit together. Charlie Goldman. Hello, my friend. How you doing? Dust is coming along very well. We are almost done, dude.
So that is the official name of your painting?
Yeah. Technically, it's D.U.S.T.
Like, what does that stand for?
Dust. It's just fancy.
Usually when there's periods between the letters, they stand for something.
No.
Okay.
Not in this point.
Okay, well, there you go.
What are you, crazy?
I don't know, guys. I think you
Jesus Christ.
I think you guys should help Kyle come up with an acronym. What does DUST mean? Don't underestimate small tadpoles.
Don't underestimate small trucks.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Ryan goes, technically, it's the same as my dad. His dad's dead. Ain't no way I'm spelling dust every time. No, don't. You don't have to. It's just whenever I make it like an official placard for the for like a gallery or something, that's how it's gonna be spelled. I'm not asking you to spell that. Charlie's like, I love you, man, but I don't love you that much. That's fucking insane. Yo, Mike. This week, if you're up for it, on one of our, we share a day off, right?
I have Mondays and Thursdays off.
Okay, so Thursday is the day. Would you be willing to help me do some photography?
Of?
My paintings?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No, I don't mind doing it. Interestingly enough, photographing paintings and things like paintings, like two-dimensional wall art of any type, is a little bit trickier than one thinks. Like lighting them is particularly tricky.
I've done it before. I just need I need the equipment and your expertise. But like I know how to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
When do you want to do it?
Don't have,
Thursday?
Yeah, just Thursday. If you get time, I guess.
If I get time,
Yeah.
first of all, what you're talking about isn't something that I just will randomly be like, hey, I have some time to do this. What you're talking about is like, let's set aside some time to do this, okay? This is not like just some random thing that I might have time for, okay? You need a backdrop. Where are you going to put them? Like, where do you want to hang them? Do you want them on a wall or like what?
No, we'll probably just like, because a lot of anything that's not the painting is going to get cropped out, so it really doesn't matter what they're on. So I'm photographing them for prints, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. So it doesn't.
For all of your poor fans.
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying, that's a good idea. People of all different wage earners should be able to afford Kyle Does Art.
Right, because that many people want my work that I need to make like tiers of.
Maybe, dude. Maybe if your shit wasn't so expensive, it'd be selling more. Now you can sell prints and make all the money in the world.
Weren't you the one that was like, artists should raise their price? So
I was. But weren't you the one that says artists should lower their price? They're not worth a damn.
I didn't say they weren't worth a damn.
I heard him. You guys heard him.
They should lower their price. But I have lowered my price. Well, I haven't lowered my prices. I've just slowly raised my prices, which I think is the same.
Did you hear the words that you just said?
Yes.
I don't think you did.
You hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
That movie is too old for you to be referencing.
What, Rush Hour?
Yeah.
Why?
What were you, like a fucking... Dude, you weren't even born when that movie came out.
Care? Still watched it when I was a kid.
Are you painting right now?
Yeah. Why?
Okay. I was just curious because my people can't see what you're painting.
Okay.
Do
you
no, I don't care. Do you?
My people can't see what you're sculpting.
Oh my God, that's a good point. We're just random faces right now. They don't know what we're doing. We could be touching ourselves.
Well, you didn't have to call me out like that.
Fine.
Should
Okay.
we? Do you want to set it up to where like it's like, my work and your work?
Nah, I'm good. That sounds like a lot of work.
It really isn't.
It kind of sounds like a lot of work. Don't do it. Whatever you're doing, don't do it, Kyle. Oh God, your face. So much closer. There you go. All right, there we go, everyone. This is Kyle's art piece called Dust. It's an acronym that doesn't mean anything.
Acronym that stands for doesn't understand sartorial tracheas.
Don't underestimate
Sagittarius
simple.
tracheas.
No, why is it always tracheas? Kyle's like alphabet's like T is for trachea. T is for any
T is
other
for trachea.
obscure thing. It could be turtles.
Yes.
Don't underestimate simple-minded turtles.
Well, that's what. There's an M there.
Simple turtles.
Simple turtles. God damn it. I prefer the acronym. The acronym doesn't understand sack torture.
Sack torture. What's the point of an acronym if it doesn't mean anything? That's what I was asking him, Camcorder. I don't know.
What do you mean? It's not an acronym.
It is if there's periods between it.
They're not periods. They're dots, and it's because it looks fancy.
That's true, guys. It's not periods, it's dots.
You know what? You know what DUS stands for? It stands for suck a dick, Mike. That's what it stands for.
Go. Kyle doesn't understand acronyms.
I just learned the alphabet this year. Give me a break.
That's true. Ooh, don't. Oh, I'll come up with a good one. It'll be super deep, man. Like super deep.
Usurp Saddam Hussein. I don't know. Does usurp start with a U?
I think it might. I don't know. Anyone in chat want to confirm Kyle's spelling abilities? Don't understand simple things, Camcorder says. Should be doesn't understand simple things.
Yeah, idiot.
Jesus. So much rage. So much anger.
Oh. Oh boy.
Everything okay?
Yeah. I'm just looking at some stuff. I'm looking up Cheeto fingers and the scene from Toy Story when Al from Al's Toy Barn is passed out on the couch from eating all the Cheetos. If that came up. I don't know if have you seen Toy Story?
Have I seen Toy Story? I don't know, man. It's not like it came out during my childhood. But, you know, when I was alive, that movie came out.
It came out like 96, right?
Yeah? Oh, yeah? Were you alive in 96?
Like a year later.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I thought.
Right.
Yes, I've seen Toy Story.
But is my audio fine?
I can hear you swell.
Okay. Is it on stream though? What's the thing?
On your stream, I, of course, have no idea.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it's good. Sorry, I just got a little paranoid there for a second. All right, so that's kind of what. Ew. I'm Googling Cheeto fingers, and it's not good.
I feel like Cheeto Fingers should be the name of a rapper.
Or a band.
Oh, I feel like a rapper would be better.
Yeah.
A band is like a group of people, you know, but if you're, you know, a DJ Cheeto Fingers.
Yeah.
We can see inside his nose. We can kind of see inside his nose. And now for an up-close look at the artist. Kyle does art.
And his nose. He has kept many things over time in his nostrils, one including his pride, which he relatively keeps buried very deep.
You just say you keep your pride in your nose.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hey man, I don't judge you, all right?
I'm not showing my nose holes off to people.
You should try it.
No, I'm good. All right, Kyle.
Yes, what?
I'm actually going to be jumping off, sir.
You're
Get
getting
it.
off?
Yeah, we did a solid 3 hours. That's what I wanted to do today. So,
Damn, dude. All right.
yeah. So, everyone,
I'm still gonna keep going.
cool. Knock yourself out. Everyone, go bug Kyle. Go over there. Give him a hard time. Don't give up until he turns red. Okay. So, dude, I had a lot of blast doing this co-stream thing. We got to do it again. Except actually try and start the artwork stuff sooner.
Yeah.
You and I were both like, 30 minutes in, 2 hours later.
We literally agreed. We were like, okay, for the first like 30 minutes, we're just gonna chat it up.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna jump over to doing some art. And it literally took us 2 hours and 45 minutes to start doing art. So.
Yeah. So next time it'll be sooner for sure. But sure I'll do. Get some. Tell Kyle your favorite needle experiences. What?
Ew, don't. Who said that? Who said that?
Who do you think said that? No one else knows you well enough to know. You don't like needles?
I'm gonna fucking kill you. Fucking kill you.
I will. I'll do that privately. So, off stream, we'll talk about needles. It's a good time. So, all right, guys. Have a great evening. Great afternoon, Kyle. I will see you tomorrow, sir. Have a great Sunday.
Yeah, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Everyone go bug Kyle. Go do it right now. Go over there. Go to Kyle. If you're not already there, go do it. So, all right, man. I'll catch you later. Peace out, brother.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Bye. All right. Peace out, guys. Have a great evening. I will catch up with all y'all later. Peace out.